tonight from the Madhouse on Market. Big Steel Box on Rogers TV presents Friday Night Faceoff. It's the Brantford Bulldogs hosting the Saginaw Spirit. It's Reed Duthie alongside my broadcast partner Troy Islikar with Cassie Turkstra down at ice level. And Troy, it is a highlight reel matchup. Some of the best hockey players in the Ontario Hockey League on the ice tonight. And it starts with Michael Misa.
Absolutely. 42 goals, 50 assists, 92 points in 45 games. That's just nuts. Yeah. But Michael Misa is going to be an absolute first-round pick this summer in the NHL Draft. He has high IQ, tons of speed, skill, and a brilliant playmaker. He's going to keep the Bulldogs' hands full tonight.
You said speed and skill. Well, on the other side, matching up against Michael Misa is potentially the only more dangerous goal scorer in the OHL. That's Nick Lardis, who's on the verge of history.
49 goals for Nick Lardis. He leads the OHL in goals, 33 assists for 82 points, and that's in 49 games. So the Chicago Blackhawks' third-round pick in 2023 has done everything that the Bulldogs have asked of him since he came here from Peterborough a couple of years ago, and he likely has the quickest release in the OHL, if not the quickest release I've ever seen from a player in the OHL.
But the star power doesn't finish up front. Go to the back end. Zane Parekh, who scored OT winners in both meetings with these two teams last year.
Yeah, he leads the OHL in defense, 42 goals and 44 assists. So he's the defensive leader in points. But there's really something special about him because think Cale Makar, but only with an edge. Plays a real edge to his game, working on that the defensive side of the puck. Calgary first rounder last year, 9th overall. Just a phenomenal defenseman. I love to watch him skate and play.
And on the other side, no defenseman has made a bigger impact in the last number of years for the Bulldogs than Tomas Hamara.
Yeah, 7 goals, 35 assists this year. The smooth skating check just has been brilliant since he came to the Brantford Bulldogs from Kitchener last season. Just a calming influence on that defensive six back there. Love having him out on the ice in really critical situations.
Both these teams are on a roll, and we'll head down to ice level to pick up our national anthems. get set to go from the sold-out Civic Center. Let's take a look at our starting goaltenders. Troy, if you'd be so kind.
Yeah, from Shelby Township, Michigan, it's Andrew Oak playing in his 41st game of the season. He has a record of 20-18, 1-1, 1 shutout, 3.76 goals against, and 877 save percentage. At the other end of the ice, coming off of a win the other night against Sudbury, it's Ryerson Leanders playing in his 32nd game this season. He has a record of 18-11-2, a 324 save percentage. A 324 goals against average and 904 save percentage. And before I turn it over to you, pal, congratulations on number 500. Take it from here.
Thank you so much, partner. It's been a fantastic ride, and I wouldn't rather have anybody up here than you or Norm Miller, who've been along for so many. Ryan Harrison and Matt Manella have the armbands. Dan Kovacic and Dalton Kipp, the lines. The Bulldogs wearing the home Brantford blacks, trimmed with yellow. They'll be opposed by the Saginaw Spirit and the Road Whites, trimmed with the red and blue. Puck is down. Friday night faceoff is underway. It's Jake O'Brien along with Merrick Van Acker and Nick Rossetto, Owen Protz and Lucas Moore for the Bulldogs as Kluche caves Protz into the end wall. Mangoni to the blue line. Brought down by Glavin. Mangoni left wing corner. Plays it to himself, trying to work away from Moore to the right point for Joni. Off the leg of Merrick Van Acker. Puck punched to the line, and Nick Rossetto will skip his way up and out. Rossetto cutting middle, looking for help. Drop is Van Acker. Blocked off there as Mangoni got back on the play. Puck through the middle of the ice for Harmer. He'll play to his right for Kluche, and Protz takes away. He and Moore exchange. Bulldogs down a number of bodies in this one. They've lost a player in each of the last 5 games consecutively. As Michael Misa battles with Jake O'Brien. There's 2 top 10 picks. Epperson feeding on to Chernyshov. Great stop made by Ryerson Leanders. The Penza sniper from Russia. Dynamo Moscow's very own Chernyshov turned aside by Leanders on that one.
Yeah, Chernyshov playing in his 4th game. It's like a trade after the trade deadline for them, picking him up. He's got some KHL experience, hurt his shoulder last summer, had some major surgery, but been in 3 games, 5 goals, 2 assists for him.
Epperson rotates high. His shot came off a body on the way through. James Goh will step down, playing to the side of the net. Rolled off of Epperson's stick. Lardis will collect. Spins this way and that. Laying it back to Tommy Budnick, and the veteran defenseman pops the puck forward, but it's through the crowd and down the rink for icing. 1:23 into the contest. Chernyshov played 34 games last year for Dynamo Moscow, and Troy, that was a team that was stacked. So to get into that lineup, you knew he was pretty good. Nikita Gusev, the former NHLer, led them in scoring.
Yeah, we were talking to some of the guys from Saginaw before the game, and they've been waiting patiently for him to get into their lineup, and he hasn't disappointed.
Maybe not so patiently at times. The Shilkin shot turned aside by Leanders around the back of the net. Shilkin to the blue line. There's Zane Perek into the pile. Knifed away. Thomas over top of it. Gervais has it bounced loose, and Thomas will move it up and out. To the right wing side, it's Nick Lardis working at Perek. He'll hit the brakes. Lardis trying to rotate it back behind for Thomas. Puck picked loose in Sema. He'll move on to Gervais, right wing side, working at Budnick. Drop is Sema. Rips it to the front, guided assigned by Leanders. Tomasz Hammer will collect. Aiden O'Donnell still wearing the cage after he had quite the zipper put onto his nose after a high stick in Sudbury on Sunday. Van Acker rolls that off of a shin pad. Gervais to the corner. Nelson tries to pull up with both Gervais and Valeris in the neighborhood.
Yeah, and Nelson got caught up high, and
he's doubled over going to the bench. Kluche, his toss on, handled off by Leanders, and that's the last thing the Bulldogs need to see is another forward bent over going. And yeah, now down the tunnels, it looks like there was some blood in the face of Noah Nelson.
Yeah, he's in the corner there, deep in Saginaw zone. He got hit up a little high. I don't think it was a stick, but yeah, he's leaking around the mouth area.
Bulldogs assistant athletic therapist Matty Serpa will head down the tunnel with Noah Nelson.
So the scratches for Saginaw, Najim, Liam Storch, and Caden Sienko not in the lineup for the Spirit.
We might have to skip a commercial break to get all the Bulldog scratches in. As Prot's off the boards. It has been a run of bad luck in the injury front, while there's been a run of good luck on the scoring front.
Yeah, past 10, Bulldogs are 9-1. They're on a 4-game streak right now.
Mangoni out of the corner on the left wing side. Saginaw 7 shots to 0 thus far. Mangoni through the left circle, brings it out front, rolled wide off the stick. As battling for that right at the goal mouth was PJ Forgioni, stepping down from the blue line. Glavin around behind the net. Bradley over to help pin him up. Luce trying to roll the puck loose. Trotz kicks it out of his skates. Moves him off glass, and it'll roll to neutral ice. O'Brien trying to swing it out of the reach of Caden Johnston. Puck rolled towards the left corner, and Carson Harmer, who we saw in this building in the Prospects game, back to pick it up. Number of players on the Saginaw roster that were involved in that. Gervais, let it run to go. Over the line looking for Weir, who came over in the mountainous return from the Kingston Frontenacs. Now Lardis up ahead from the right circle. Left a dent in the end boards. Hamra guides it low through the right wing corner. Lardis tried to play it back out high. It'll be Budnick to collect it. Budnick twists, played it off Johnston's leg. Thomas side of the net, Brown, stopped by Oak. Perek tossed off his edges. Johnston will circle onto the puck. Oh, Cole Brown! It was a bowling pin hit. Took out Thomas and Johnston. Perek's one-timer from go. Settled on by Ryerson Leanders, but I believe we're going to have a penalty coming on the end of this to Tomas Hamra.
Yeah, it looks like Hamra got something there just prior to the whistle or after it. He's going to sit for 2 or less here as the Saginaw Spirit go to the power play. On the power play so far this season, they are 25%, good for 7th in the OHL.
Misa, Mangoni, Chernyshov, Perek, and Epperson. And remember, coming into the game, Saginaw in that spot on special teams, largely without Chernyshov. Puck laid back to the blue line. Perek waits, fires, and that one up and over the top. Puck spread across the front, taken on by Lucas Moore, and it'll be bounced out through neutral ice. Bulldogs penalty kill Troy has improved by leaps and bounds as the season has gone along, and Bratz will have another clear.
Yeah, Bulldogs moved up to 3rd place, 83.8% on the penalty kill.
Zane Perek with Misa behind him. Mangoni to his right. Picked loose by Patrick Thomas. Thomas trying to work his way forward at Misa. Middle for Rossetto. Stick was tied up by Perek. And Ryan Harrison from the backside will call the hook. Perek does not like that call.
Yeah, Matt Manila right in front of the play. Had probably the best view of it and didn't make the call. But this was made from down the other end of the sheet right there. Hey, that's
where if, and there you see the initial on Hamra.
That's just, I think that's just good stick.
Yeah, live action.
Stick on stick.
I didn't think anything of it.
It's a bit of a strength move there by Perek to just cut that right down.
Moore floating it along for Van Acker. Didn't like what he saw going forward, so he'll take it to neutral ice. Another minute and 10 of 4-on-4 time. Lucas Moore through the center circle. Steps through the pile. Van Acker waits, fires, and that one deflects up off back glass. Moore guides it around the end wall. Rossetto steps over to it. Rossetto trying to dance around the end wall. Go. Forces that loose. It'll be taken and carried on and out by Grayton Jones. Jones wanted to cut middle, lost his footing in the play offside. 44 seconds of power play time remains, 14:21 left in the first period.
Well, let's take an opportunity to go through the scratches tonight for the Bulldogs. Do we have enough time for that? Adam Juracek, Kelvin Crombie, Dylan Tashurna, Parker Holmes, Josh Avery, David Egoroff, not in the lineup for the Bulldogs. And the Bulldogs have just been humming along with a patch crew. Getting some good work from guys that have been called up.
Yeah, we'll see Lane Gallagher in the lineup, Patrick Babin in the lineup. As Michael Misa flying his way through the neutral ice to the left circle. That got deflected up and over the top off Epperson as he was going to the ice. O'Donnell onto O'Brien. Back to O'Donnell, left wing side. O'Donnell approaches Glavin. Drop is O'Brien through his feet. O'Brien has to look up. They just spin it back to Protz out high, and Misa got a stick on it. Protz working against two, tried to play it off the boards to himself. Epperson read it like a book. Borgioni from the right point, bit of space. Blockered away by Ryerson Leanders. O'Donnell guiding it back low. Hamra on his feet and out. Bulldogs a very abbreviated power play, 35 seconds to work with. Tomas Hamra into neutral ice. Drop back is Lardis. Lardis sprints it wide. O'Brien to the top. Hamra steps on, wanted Lardis. It went through Brown's skates. Lardis, great feed back to Hamra. O'Brien, the open man. O'Brien with the look, down low Brown. Walks the goal line, tries to stuff play. Back across Lardis. He scores! It's history for Nick Lardis.
Bulldogs here. You can see the isolation on Lardis, he was waiting for that. The quick release we talked about off the top. Probably the quickest release in the OHL and the quickest we've seen in the OHL in many years. And Nick Lardis, a well-deserved 50th goal. Power play gets the Bulldogs on the board here, 1-0.
How about the celebration? Like he was on the green with Patrick Thomas on the handshake. Those two have been attached at the hip since Lardis arrived at the trade deadline in 2023. Aidan O'Donnell over the line on the left wing side, and that puck is a souvenir. We will hit the break with 12:45 as the arena comes unglued for Nick Lardis. You're watching Big Steel Box, Brantford Bulldogs hockey on Rogers TV.
Well, actually, buddy, we're going to deviate a little bit from the plan here. Oh, we've got some special guests in the booth, and in lieu of your 50th game, we've got a special visitor coming in tonight.
We have a special visitor.
A special visitor coming in tonight.
All right. What have you been pulling on me here?
Well, we've worked this out.
Oh, we get a good look at Nick Lardis on the Bulldogs bench. I was honored enough to call Arthur Kaliev, putting 50 on the board, and now to do it for, oh my goodness gracious, this is Matt Turek.
GM Matt Turek.
On behalf of the Brantford Bulldogs and the best fans in the OHL, our Brantford fans, congrats on 500 passionate hockey games.
Thank you so much. What is going on up here? Oh my goodness. I can't believe this. This is an absolute honor for me. Matt, you know how much I enjoy working alongside you and the entire crew. Thank you guys so much for this. All the way back, Michael Andlauer, Steve Steos, yourself, the Hyman family. This is truly special. Thank you so much.
Hey, it's very at a loss for words, but you had a few great ones in there. Congrats, Raider. Amazing work. We love you, buddy.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Oh man,
That's awesome. Look at that.
I'm trying not to tear up here in a 1-0 game. I'm doing my best. Van Acker out front for Kluche. Kluche carrying it on over the line. Played back to the blue. all the way back for Graydon Jones. I just saw Stephanie Barrett and Jeff Elia in our doorstep, Troy. How did you guys pull this off without me knowing? I kind of work here.
Well, I was happy to be in on it because certainly well deserving. Congratulations. I've been with you for many of those games.
All the way out east.
Yeah, OHL championships, Memorial Cups.
Oh, man. Kluche, stop, Jones, rebound, off the crossbar.
And it's been a lot of fun, and hopefully thousands of more games.
It has been the honor that I can never put into words to be the voice of this franchise. And 500 to 1,000 to as long as they will have me up here. As Budnick on to Jake O'Brien. O'Brien on the left to Owen Protz. Protz down below the goal line and around back of the net. He'll feed it out high. Tomasz Hamra off of a glove, and that one up and out. I wondered why there was no score bug when I called for a break. I wondered what was going on. Oh my goodness gracious, you had to bring that one back.
Yeah, some of our best moments.
The Sutherland Cup, Logan Morrison, the very first night he was a Bulldog.
Yeah, you look like he's 12 years old.
Oh, that one was special. I didn't even have a voice by the end of that. I was not 100% on that run.
Well, getting back to tonight's game, Nick Lardis scoring his 50th goal on the power play at 6:52 of the first period. Giving the Bulldogs a 1-0 lead here.
Chernyshov around the back for Owen Protz. Through the middle of the ice, it'll be taken on by Jake O'Brien. Whoa, Epperson and O'Brien collided. Both look no worse for wear, thank goodness. Misa to the left. Chernyshov over the line. Taken down by Jake O'Brien. O'Brien pulls up. Tried to slide that along. Collected by Cole Brown. Through the circle. Tried to twist out front. Wouldn't go. Puck laid to the blue line. Protz snaps it. I don't think Oak saw that until it came out the other side. Misa on to Epperson. To the middle of the ice with a drive. Held on. No, it rolled through Leenders and Lucas Moore made the stop. Well, sometimes you need your defense to be your best friend. Misa, couple whacks at it. Puck punched away momentarily. Perek, right point.
Leenders has lost a stick.
And he's trying to see through a pile that includes Misa and Sima. For Joni, for Perek. The stick is not far from Leenders, but he doesn't have a chance to get it just yet. Misa tosses to the front. Carried on wide. Cole Brown will take and force it out. Not far enough for Leenders to get the stick. Now he will as O'Brien drops it back onto Protz. Lucas Moore holding up behind his own goal. Boy, I talked to Dylan Clark, we both did before the game, the great voice of the Saginaw Spirit, who does an incredible job on TV and radio for Saginaw. And he said there's just a confidence level with this team right now, and you can see it.
Yeah, coming off a big win on Wednesday night against the rival Windsor Spitfires in the WFCU Center. 3 in a row for them.
Puck played down the rink. It'll be collected there. Shilkin around for Glavin. Picked loose by Nick Rossetto. Rossetto chases it back down as Glavin plays it around the end boards. Kluche not able to get it loose on the initial. Puck spaced a bit ahead of Glavin. Oh, what a hit. Tommy Budnick stepping up on Glavin to run him through. That's why the Bulldogs brought Budnick over.
And he's familiar with this Saginaw team playing games out in the West.
Kluche laying it across, flying ahead with Gervais. The drop, pardon me, that was Valeris flying ahead. And the drop on for Harmer, and it'll be held on to with 8:29 left in the opening frame. Connor French in our broadcast booth, my good friend. Another guy who's been with me for a lot of games, more than I'm sure he would like to admit.
Shots on goal, 13-4 in favor of Saginaw here. 1-0 Bulldogs. Just a little under 10 minutes left in this first period. face off to the right of Ryerson Leanders as O'Brien digs in.
Puck pulled loose by Lucas Moore initially. Now it'll be Zane Perek. Wide on the right for Carson Harmer. Harmer flashes it around back of the goal. Moore plays it on. Gallagher tried to rock that forward. Instead, it will be Mangoni on top of it. And from the backside of the play, Ryan Harrison has called all 3 penalties as Saginaw is going to go back to the man advantage. Perek into the pile. Oh, he just missed Harmer. Mangoni curves, top of the slot. Misa, what a stop by Leanders going post to post. Puck held by Van Acker and rolled out. And it's going to be Lucas Moore for a trip with 7:51 left in the first period. Troy, the Bulldogs being outshot 14-4. Will have to try to guide through another dangerous opportunity.
Yeah, the penalty right there on Lucas Moore, and that's the kind of thing that we saw called a couple times on Wednesday night against Sudbury. Officials being consistent on those type of plays into the corner on the loose puck.
Puck rolled back to the line. Zane Perek on to Igor Chernyshov. Chernyshov to Perek out high. Walking wide. Epperson laying it on to Misa. It's a wealth of talent on this power play. Misa laid it off of a skate. Nelson, who the Bulldogs will be happy to have back in service. Tried to front Perek. Chernyshov, low, Mangoni across. Oh, Misa caught iron. And it'll run out of the zone. Zane Perek through the middle of the ice. Mangoni gets crossed up, and Nelson will spoon it down to Oak.
Great opportunity for 3 of the 4 penalty killers, and Thomas just getting to change now.
Perek, drop. Misa over the line. Wide on the left, Epperson. Below the goal line, Misa spreads it all the way around. Chernyshov. Protz will take it away, and it'll be tossed all the way out and down the frozen river. Ben Radley getting an opportunity here. Nick Rosetto an opportunity in penalty kill spots. Dima Zhilkin to his right for Kluche. Back for Zhilkin low. He's run into by Protz to the blue line. Jones for Kluche on the right. Back to Jones, middle of the line. Little stutter step. Sima on the left. Jones waits. Walks wide. Zhilkin bubbles out to the right. Harmer to the slot. Kluche off of a skate. Leanders got the glove down on top of it. 24 seconds left in the power play. 6:15 in the first, and everybody's piling in.
Good puck movement by the Saginaw Spirit. Everything kept to the exterior. Bulldogs boxing it up in front of Leanders, and nothing really down low that was a problem for them or Leanders as he jumps on that puck and forces a face-off to his left.
Tommy Budnick guiding it around the back. Tomas Hamra down to a knee to corral, and down the rink it goes. Jones starts it up ahead, the drop. It's on to Harmer, over the line and off of a body. Turned by Tommy Budnick. Budnick off glass, and that one will roll through neutral ice.
Harmer and Kluche, the rookies on this power play, 1-2 in rookie scoring in the OHL this year.
I've got Kluche so far as my rookie of the year, but you can convince me, Harmer, as Thomas strides his way forward.
Yeah, Kluche with 39 points, Harmer with 38.
Harmer spins.
Just getting better and better for Saginaw Spirit after they win an Memorial Cup. And then come back with some great rookies for the future.
Yeah, this Saginaw team, Dave Drinkle has got them well positioned. We talk a lot about Matt Turek, who is just up here, and the incredible work that he's done for the Bulldogs, but Dave Drinkle for Saginaw has really set them. They've had the success of the Memorial Cup, and now they're set to continue to compete moving forward. I know it wasn't the easiest thing for him at the deadline to move out some talented guys that were a big part of that team, but man, has he found a way to bridge the gap. Protz off the left point, Lane Gallagher
Yeah, Bishop, Hay, Willis, they went to Kingston. And Valeris and Ethan Weir coming back this way for Saginaw.
Xander Valeris was a really nifty pickup in that. Nico Krimpatic. If you build from the back end out, the Spirit are in good shape. Bratz just rolled Gervais to the end wall. I think Gervais is down on top of his stick, which is why they've had trouble extricating. Goal to the middle of the ice. Weir. Wide, Valeris tried to play it through the middle. And puck will come back to the line where Weir was filling, and he'll collect it. Weir was the other player, along with the 16 draft picks, that came back in the pair of trades with the Frontenacs.
16 draft picks. It's crazy.
That's a lot of work for the social team to put a graphic together, I'll tell you that. Puck gets poked wide of the net, and Chernyshov ended up skating into Ryerson Leaders. The fans wanted a penalty. I think it was just that both players were going to the same place at the same time. Perek wide, Chernyshov on the left wing, around the back of the goal. Slides away from Tommy Budnick's hip. Epperson over top of it. Epperson at the right circle, laying it on. Chernyshov, space, blocked off there by Hamra, who followed him. That's a couple of pros going one-on-one.
Chernyshov, 6'3", 225.
Epperson, backside Misa, great block by Hamra.
That's a full-grown man.
Perek, puck blocked down. Brown trying to go the other way. Brown knocked over by Perek. And fans were looking for a cross check. Now Chernyshov at the Saginaw bench, and yeah, that one had to be called.
Yeah, Brown still talking to the official, looking for a cross-checking penalty.
2:49 left to play in the opening frame. Bulldogs to the power play with a 1-0 lead when we return on Big Steel Box Brantford Bulldogs hockey on Friday Night Faceoff on Rogers TV. Cool.
Since 1984, Kuriyama Canada Inc. has been woven into Brantford's story. We are leaders in manufacturing thermoplastic hose and tubing. Kuriyama Canada, shaping industries, supporting communities.
20,000 square feet of trampoline fun, featuring North America's largest indoor ropes course, the ultimate warrior course. Grab a bite to eat or drink at the canteen, over 100 arcade games and more. Check us out at thefactorylondon.ca.
Welcome back to Big Steel Box Brantford Bulldogs hockey on Rogers TV. That's the call the fans in the building were looking for. Zane Perek on Cole Brown. It ended up being Chernyshov having a puck into his skates right at the bench, creating a too many men. And if you remember, Troy, Ben Gleason was actually pretty darn good at drawing those back in the 2017-18 era of finding ways to put it into teams while they were making a change and forcing too many men penalties. Epperson bats the puck down. He wanted to go north-south, playing off for Misa. Misa trying to skip loose off the wall. Drop is Epperson. Out front, taken away by Lardis. Patrick Thomas looking to break forward. Could be 3-on-2. Lardis on the drop. O'Brien, Van Acker make it 4. They score! Tic-tac goal! Merrick Van Acker. He saw 3-on-2, said, what the heck? I'll make it 4. And Merrick Van Acker to the back of the net. His 13th of the season.
Well, Epperson and Misa trying a shorthanded chance, and then they get caught in behind the Bulldog zone and comes back 4-on-2. And the last man to touch that puck, Van Acker, in this great passing play. And Van Acker using the defenseman for Joni as a screen, puts it right back past Oak. Bulldogs go up 2-0 here, again, on the power play. Bulldogs 2 for 2 on the power play tonight.
And it's both Chicago Blackhawks prospects on the board. Puck punch down on the right wing side. Nelson spins, Puck is blocked off. It'll be rolled up ahead for Dima Jilkin. Jilkin with Perek joining the rush. Jilkin guides middle, his shot. Leaners holds it off and hangs on. And a pile-up on the end wall. Tommy Budnick's involved, you don't say. Well, I think just about every Bulldog on the ice had a touch on that one before Van Acker's shot. O'Brien and Lardis will get the official assists.
Yeah, on the first Bulldog goal, the 50th from Lardis, they've given Jake O'Brien and Cole Brown the assists. On Wednesday, we had Sudbury in here. They lead the league in average penalties per game at 15. Well, Saginaw is second in the OHL at 15.02 penalties per game, or penalty minutes per game, rather. And so far, it's cost them tonight with 2 power play goals for the Bulldogs.
Jilkin working his way to the top. Perek tried to guide through the middle of the ice, and that'll get deflected up and out of play. Saginaw's power play 0 for 2, Bulldogs power play 2 for 2, and as you said, Troy, there's the difference in the first period, while Saginaw's a 17-5 edge in shots.
Yeah, Ryerson Leander's doing a great job keeping the Bulldogs in this first period, just enough so they can take advantage of some power play opportunities. Lardis and Van Acker here, and the Bulldogs have an early, in this one anyway, 2-0 lead.
Puck rolling out to the top, shortens up the stick. Perek, great eyes to see Epperson flying through the crowd, just skipped on him.
Just sees the play so well.
Perek on a bit of a collision out high. Oh, Ryerson Leanders, look what I found. Another great glove stop from the Nanticoke native.
Yeah, Ryerson Leanders comes right out beyond the blue paint, doesn't give Perek a whole lot to look at. You can see right here as this puck's dropped for him, comes right down the throat. And Leanders puts the glove out, makes the stop, face off to his left. 1:01 left to go in this first period. Well, they've changed it now. They're going to the other side. It'll be to the right of Leanders.
Thomas and Misa in the dot, and Thomas will draw it back. Puck laid around the end wall, but it's too far in front of Budnick. Epperson for Chernyshov. Chernyshov through the left wing corner. Carries it out high. Hamara follows him. Puck guided right back into the right wing corner. Perek swings it. Hamara and Chernyshov back together, and Hamara rolls it out. That's Chernyshov, who played at Dynamo Moscow, against Hamara, who played with Tampere in Finland. So a lot of pro experience there. Cole Brown over the line, and Brown again was looking perhaps for a little bit of...
Yeah, I think the first one wasn't a penalty, but that one may have been close.
As Oak will chase it back, Brown picks it off. Cole Brown trying to feed Nick Lardis. Lardis now on 50 goals, 1 away from tying Arthur Kelly of single-season Bulldogs record. Sima flies his way forward. Epperson, long drive, blocked by Lucas Moore. Thomas bats the puck down, would have had Brown away, but that was the end of the opening period. And an interesting one it was. Troy, the Bulldogs get outshot 18-5, but lead 2-0.
Yeah, really interesting how they transition in their season. You know, they would get those power play opportunities early in the season. They weren't able to cash in on them. But now things are going a little smoother on the power play, and they're working for them. They're getting those opportunities and making them count. Up 2-0 here early. Got to keep it going.
When we come back, our Casty Turkstra will have Saginaw's Christian Epperson. It's Friday Night Faceoff, presented by Big Steel Box on Rogers TV.
Since 1984, Kuriyama Canada Inc. has been woven into Brantford's story. We are leaders in manufacturing thermoplastic hose and tubing. Kuriyama Canada, shaping industries, supporting communities.
20,000 square feet of trampoline fun. Featured North America's largest indoor ropes course. The ultimate warrior course. Grab a bite to eat or drink at the canteen. Over 100 arcade games and more. Check us out at thefactorylondon.ca.
Where's you?
Hi, I'm Ian Taylor, Director of Hockey Development with Ontario Minor Hockey. Let's talk about one-timers.
A difficult skill to perfect, the one-timer is an effective shot to use before the defense has an opportunity to set up. Set up facing the pass and sideways to the target. Time the backswing so the downward swing begins as the puck approaches. Transfer the weight from the back leg to the stick to the front leg. Lock the wrists as the stick comes into contact with the ice just behind the puck. Snap the wrists on contact with the puck. Keep the blade face closed to keep the puck down and hard. If closer to the net, eliminate the backswing and use a sweeping motion with the face of the blade open to get the puck up quickly.
Check out more Chalk Talk episodes on Rogers TV and more drills and resources at omha.net.
Very good.
Down to the bench we go. Our Cassie Turkstra with Saginaw forward Christian Epperson. Cassie?
All right, it's a Friday night face-off for good reason. A lot of talented players out there on the ice. With that in mind, have you adapted your play at all in that first period?
No, just stick to the game plan, stick to what coaches are telling us, and just stick to the process.
And I know guys don't really like to talk about the draft, like to keep your head in the game, but what do you think allows you to stand out in this league?
I don't know, just my ability to play hard and make plays and good defensively. So.
And it sounds like you've always had a passion for hockey, maybe even tried to skate around your house growing up. What do you think your younger self would say if he could see where you're at now?
I think you'd just be super proud, yeah, and super thankful too.
All right, well, thank you so much for taking the time. I'll let you get back to the team. All right, we'll be back with more from the Brantford Bulldogs on Rogers TV right after this.
Hi, I'm Ian Taylor, Director of Hockey Development with Ontario Minor Hockey. Let's talk about one-timers.
A difficult skill to perfect, the one-timer is an effective shot to use before the defense has an opportunity to set up. Set up facing the pass and sideways to the target. Time the backswing so the downward swing begins as the puck approaches. Transfer the weight from the back leg to the stick to the front leg. Lock the wrists as the stick comes into contact with the ice just behind the puck. Snap the wrists on contact with the puck. Keep the blade face closed to keep the puck down and hard. If closer to the net, eliminate the backswing and use a sweeping motion with the face of the blade open to get the puck up quickly.
Check out more Chalk Talk episodes on Rogers TV and more drills and resources at omha.net.
Very good.
Guelph, the Royal City. Learn about the people, places, organizations, and events that make up your hometown. Join us each and every episode to learn more about Guelph and what's happening in the Royal City.
This is a man's heart. A heart in desperate need of medical attention. But because 78% of Indigenous people experience racism in healthcare, he may not get the help he needs. Become an ally. Rise above racism in healthcare.
Dylan Clark. Dylan, welcome back.
Reed, I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Friday night face-off. Couldn't think of two better teams to go head-to-head, even though we only see each other twice a season. These are always fun between the Bulldogs and the Spirit. Last year, you stole a couple on us. A couple OT wins from Zane Perek. You guys go on, and congratulations on winning the Memorial Cup. I haven't had a chance to say that to you on air until now. But what has this team done over the last 12 months? Because a lot of teams, when they win the Memorial Cup, have a bit of a step back. Saginaw's right in the mix, and despite selling a couple pieces at the trade deadline, you pick up perhaps the most impactful addition of a forward in the league all year to make the stretch run.
It's been an interesting year for sure, and I think one that you really can't plan out to this degree when it's going down in the beginning, because I mean, everybody wants to go for it again. You want to make that second swing, and you know, I think this team's gotten an extra boost. They knew they had good players in the rookies like Carson Harmer and Jacob Cloutier. I don't think they fully knew that they were going to be pushing for the rookie scoring titles or anything like that. I think they've overperformed maybe a little bit past some of the expectations that this team had for them. But you couple that with, again, the late addition of Igor Chernyshov, and I know, like you and I were talking before we got rolling here, that was going to be kind of like a trade deadline feel to that acquisition, simply because of the timing of his return from off-season surgery. But it was a long time coming. It was highly anticipated. And, you know, that's the thing. When you get a player like that everybody's been waiting for, and the biggest question around Saginaw is, well, when's Igor going to make his way into the lineup? When you have that much anticipation, there's the thought in the back of the head, like, well, what's he going to actually do when he steps in? Well, and, you know, I think scoring 10 seconds into your first shift in the OHL, that kind of quiets the questions a little bit. He's been fantastic. And, again, you know, he's still getting his legs back into game shape, because, you know, it's been a lot of working out and practicing and skating for him. But I think if he's at 45 games under his belt, just like everybody else is at this point, the lungs are in a little bit different shape. And so that just comes with time. But, I mean, again, if he's at 7 points in his first 3 games, fresh back from off-season recovery, I mean, what's he going to look like a month and a half from now?
And it doesn't hurt playing with a couple guys like Michael Misa and Christian Epperson either. Misa, he came into the league as exceptional. Oh, boy, is he ever. We got to see him at the Top Prospects game during the season. Unfortunately, we see him from afar, but can you just talk about the development of this young man? Because he was exceptional the moment he stepped into the league, and he just keeps getting better.
Well, you know what? You can kind of put him into that same conversation like we talked about with Chernyshov. There's so much hype and anticipation. You get set to that first puck drop, and you're like, okay, what's actually going to happen? We're going to see. And, I mean, you remember, he scored 2 goals in his first OHL game. So, I mean, he kind of hit the ground running in that sense. And this is such a massive year for him. There are so many eyes on him. And, you know, there wasn't that clear conversation. There still isn't that clear conversation for the #1 overall spot in the draft. But he's just, I can't say quietly, but he's just gone about his business. You know, right now he's in the middle of his 3rd 14-game point streak of the season, and this is his 2nd most productive, 31 points in those 14 games. We'll see if he's able to stretch it to 15 here, and like we said, he's got his projected line mates from the beginning of the season. He's had Christian Epperson all year, and when I say those two had chemistry from the very beginning, I mean training camp. I mean the scrimmages in training camp. I mean the first time they touched pucks together, it was like, okay, 86 and 77 have something. They've showcased it all year, and now they get their guy on the right side in Igor Chernyshov. So the fingers are crossed to make sure that those guys can stay together for as long as possible. But what Michael's been able to do, he just goes about his business. I think his speed has been on full display, and when you go into corner battles, I think that's maybe what's taken the biggest stride for Michael here in his draft year. He's winning a puck battle 9 times out of 10. And you don't want to look over your shoulder when you're going into a corner battle and see 77 coming after you, because he's not letting you get away without that puck, or at least something to have for it. So, I mean, he's just an all-around, he's an all-situations player. I don't think there's much more to say about it than that. And he's coming up on potentially a franchise record for goals in a single season. He's at 42 right now. I know you guys got a couple of players. There are so many parallels. This is such a great pick for a Friday night face-off.
Oh, it's unbelievable.
20,000 square feet of trampoline fun. Featured North America's largest indoor ropes course, the ultimate warrior course. Grab a bite to eat or drink at the canteen. Over 100 arcade games and more. Check us out at thefactorylondon.ca.
Hey folks, it's me, Giovanni Petiti, the host of Not Tonight. It's the new late night talk show right here on Rogers TV. We got fabulous guests, a lot of laughs. It's just like the Jimmy Kimmel Show, if you order the Jimmy Kimmel Show on Wish. So join me Sunday at 10 o'clock right here on Rogers TV. Nice.
Today, I helped a parent feed their family by connecting them to a food program.
Today, I helped someone connect with mental health supports.
Today, I helped a couple struggling to pay their bills access financial aid.
Every day, 211 navigators connect Canadians to critical government and community programs and services.
211. Help starts here.
Brought to you by the Kitchener-Waterloo Home and Garden Show. The region's largest home show runs Friday, March 21st to Sunday, March 23rd. There's no place like home with the Kitchener-Waterloo Home and Garden Show at the Kitchener Memorial Auditorium.
Sundays for Pairs is a service that we believe will help you discover more of God's promises and purpose for your life. A reminder that God is for you. Courtesy of Pairs Community Church. Join us every Sunday at 10:30 a.m. on Rogers TV to be encouraged and pointed towards hope.
Welcome back to Big Steel Box, Brantford Bulldogs hockey here on Rogers TV. Let's get you updated on all the other action going on around the OHL on a busy Friday night. The Brampton Steelheads, they're putting it together tonight. Carson Rakoff, Finn Harding, Porter Martone, and Rakoff again, a 4-1 lead over the Erie Otters through 20 minutes of play. No score in Kingston with the Flint Firebirds making a visit in there. The Owen Sound attack, a surprising 3-2 lead through 20. Pierce Bowie Pierce Bowie turned the natural hat trick in that first period. Swick and Misseljevic pick up the counters for Kitchener, but Owen Sound riding some momentum. Casper Holton in the only goal as the London Knights have a 1-0 lead over the Peterborough Petes coming close to the end of the first period. Muse, Walton, and Villeneuve, a angry bunch for the Sudbury Wolves with a 3-1 lead over the Niagara Ice Dogs through 20 minutes in that game. Owen Griffin, the only goal. The Oshawa Generals in Oshawa with a 1-0 lead over Ottawa. Nesbitt, Hicks, and Belchitz, the 3 goals for the Windsor Spitfires. They're hosting the Sarnia Sting tonight. Bulldogs will have them in Windsor tomorrow. And North Bay, Moses, Procession, and Vaughan, a 3-0 lead over the Guelph Storm through 20. In our game, the Bulldogs with power play goals from Nick Lardis and Merrick Van Acker. It's 2-0 through 20 minutes of play. You're watching on Rogers TV.
Hi, I'm Ian Taylor, Director of Hockey Development with Ontario Minor Hockey. Let's talk about one-timers.
A difficult skill to perfect, the one-timer is an effective shot to use before the defense has an opportunity to set up. Set up facing the pass and sideways to the target. Time the backswing so the downward swing begins as the puck approaches. Transfer the weight from the back leg to the stick to the front leg. Lock the wrists as the stick comes into contact with the ice just behind the puck. Snap the wrists on contact with the puck. Keep the blade face closed to keep the puck down and hard. If closer to the net, eliminate the backswing and use a sweeping motion with the face of the blade open to get the puck up quickly.
Check out more Chalk Talk episodes on Rogers TV and more drills and resources at omha.net.
Very good.
Guelph, the Royal City. Learn about the people, places, organizations, and events that make up your hometown. Join us each and every episode to learn more about Guelph and what's happening in the Royal City.
This is a man's heart, a heart in desperate need of medical attention. But because 78% of Indigenous people experience racism in healthcare, he may not get the help he needs. Become an ally. Rise above racism in healthcare.
Welcome back to Big Steel Box, Brantford Bulldogs hockey here on Rogers TV and on Friday Night Faceoff around the world. The Brantford Bulldogs hold a 2-0 lead over the Saginaw Spirit. Yeah, it's everywhere. Wow. The OHL has us on social media. Well, don't look too closely in HD, but they've got us on social media around the world. We'll take a look back into the first period to see how the Bulldogs came out to a 2-0 lead in what was a very busy first period.
Yeah, really busy first period. Good puck movement here by the Bulldogs, getting this over to backhanded pass over from O'Brien to Lardis. He makes no mistake and puts it by Elk. He wanted this, wanted it badly. Look how quick that release was. That you're born with that. That just doesn't happen.
Ryerson Leanders was incredible in the Bulldogs net, stopping all 18 that came his way in that opening frame. And Troy, it wasn't easy whatsoever.
Yeah, look at Ryerson. You see a lot of these highlights. He's out beyond the blue paint, really challenging shooters. And then here's this great passing play that Van Acker puts it by Oak here for the second Bulldogs goal, second power play goal in that period. A couple times Brownie looking for a penalty. I don't think that one was. I think that one might have been, and didn't get the call on either of them.
Well, the Bulldogs will take the 2 power play goals. They got Nick Lardis, number 50, from Jake O'Brien and Cole Brown. Just the second Bulldog to ever do it, joining Arthur Kaliev at 6:51. Merrick Van Acker in his game has been getting better and better and better. His 13th at 17:55 from O'Brien and Lardis. Lardis with 2 points, O'Brien with 2 points. Van Acker's on the scoreboard. Trying a night where the Bulldogs are missing a lot of talent, they're getting the big guns going.
Yeah, it's important that they play stingy on defense. We talked to Jay McKee before the game, and he says defense is always first with our team. They'll be no different tonight.
Start the second period. Bulldogs going left to right across your speakers as Moore launches it down the rink, and it's guided aside by Andrew Oak.
Defense first on a Jay McKee coach team. Who'd have thought?
You mean the man who turned shot blocking into an art form? As Kluche wide on the left side, plays it low for Forgione. Tried it across the front, Mangoni. He'll turn, left the puck behind. Mangoni with a nice little spin to keep it alive for Kluche. Kluche blocked off initially, puck rolls on to Owen Protz. Protz up ahead to Van Acker, who twirls onto it. Van Acker off the right side, cuts middle for a drive. Oak might have got a piece of that with his glove on the way by.
Yeah, using O'Brien as a bit of a decoy there. Took the shot, really quick release, using defenders as a screen.
Lucas Moore back into his own zone. Quick on to Jake O'Brien. O'Brien back for Merrick Van Acker. Van Acker sends it around the end wall. Lardis skips to the puck. Lardis trying to extricate from Mangoni. Challenges Glavin. Kluche will kick the puck up and out. Has to take a step back. Thomas has to keep everybody on side and does. Lardis, left circle, working at Forgione. Save made by Oak. Thomas for Cole Brown. Brown in the left circle. Surveys. Plays it out high. Lardis, one-timer. Nice glove stop there by Oak.
Yeah, really nice stop by Oak, and he had a couple bodies in front of him as well. Lardis found the seam, tried to go high, glove side, and Oak flashes the leather and makes the stop there. The Bulldogs have played in 50 games this season. They have scored the first goal in 27 of them, and they have a record of 22-3-2 when scoring first.
And when leading after one, Troy 16-3-1. As Epperson flashes the puck wide. Chernyshov around behind the goal. This way and that, trying to lose Tommy Budnick. Chernyshov to the slot for a drive. Leanders blockered it off.
Just so big, Chernyshov. It's tough to get that puck off of him when he turns that body.
He is going to be a nightmare for a whole lot of people in the Western Conference. Misa with Epperson. Left wing side, Epperson pulls up. Puck spread off his stick, and Nick Lardis has a look. Lardis through the middle of the ice. Nice feed to Hamara, stepping in. Hamara laid it low. Michael Misa back onto it. The amount of talent on the ice tonight is downright silly. Epperson over the line, just offside.
Well, the Saginaw Spirit have scored their most goals of the season in the second period. They have 61 goals in that second period. They've allowed 74 in the second period, which is the most for them.
So the second periods on the season have been high action for Saginaw, is what you're telling me.
Yeah, lots going both ways.
Noah Nelson circling onto the puck. Nick Sema stepped over and put a hit on Nelson. Nelson went right back at him. Gervais to the right wing corner. Two teams who don't see each other very often. It's been physical. Weir down to the right wing corner. Gervais skates over onto it. Chen battling it towards the line. Of course, what would you expect? You got two of the best coaches in the Ontario Hockey League, two of the best rosters. Jones on the right side, trying to spin that out to the front. That'll skip wide. Puck launched for it. Oh, no, Nelson lost it coming off the glass. Otherwise, he might have been away. And Ethan Weir will be back to assure that it's an icing.
No, Nelson back pretty quick in that first period after he no doubt grabbed a couple stitches in the mouth and was right back in the first period there.
Noah Nelson is tougher than shoe leather. I've seen him over his OHL career take some real heavy punishment and just keep on going.
Former 5th round pick in 2021 for the Bulldogs, 6'1", 183.
What was that old watch company? It takes a licking and keeps on ticking.
It'll be Timex.
Save made by Leenders. Puck popped out high. Harmer again. Blocked off. Daniel Chen takes it. I believe Noah Nelson would be a Timex then.
Yeah, I think that's a good call. Good analogy.
Harmer dropping it on to Perek. Perek up over the line for Mangoni. Harmer steps through the pile, works wide to the front. Leenders, oh, pinball flipper as he kicks it back to his glove. And now everybody's getting to know each other a little bit better out in front of the net.
Yeah, Leenders almost slid past the puck there, trying to adjust. And the puck sat right in front of him, in front of his left pad. He goes down, makes the stop, holds it for a face-off to his right. Shots on goal, 21-7 in favor of Saginaw. Just shows you how much of an effect that Leenders has had defensively for this Bulldogs team.
Patrick Babin, last man coming off, is, how about that for Lane Gallagher and Patrick Babin? Babin, a defenseman, playing forward tonight because they need the bodies. Lane Gallagher up from the Ajax Pickering Raiders in U18, and they were on the ice with Nick Lardis there.
Yeah, Jay McKee has got to get his top two lines a little bit of a breather somehow.
Budnick tosses it to the line and out. Lardis will race it. Perek. Lardis closed in a hurry. Perek was able to stick that aside. And then Lardis dropped Perek in the right wing corner. Epperson galloping his way forward to Tommy Budnick. Sticked away by Leenders. Misa from the right wing corner. Budnick and Epperson continued the battle, and Perek tried to trap that right at the blue line. It rolled through him. Thomas over to Hamara. Up ahead, wanted Lardis. Epperson was in the way. Now Lardis sends it into the offensive zone. Oak had the look. Brown took the bouncer as it hopped over the stick of Perek. And Brownie nearly caught him coming off the post.
Yeah, really good situation awareness there by Brown, realizing he's on a really bad angle, but Oak wasn't tight to the post, so he thought, we'll give it a shot. You see the hit there, Lardis on Perek earlier. And Oak had to make a little tricky save up high. Blocker side against the post.
Puck drawn up for Mangoni, who carries into the right circle. Hits the brakes, accelerates high, trying to lose Owen Protz. How did Ryerson Leenders see that to make the glove save?
Yeah, good job by the Bulldogs there. Just noticed just in that zone, everybody manned up. They took a guy, and that left that laneway open for Leenders to see the shot. If you can see it, he can stop it. And was able to do that there.
Jake O'Brien against Carson Harmer. You know, it's a big game feel on a Friday night in Brantford when hours before the SRO signs went out. 32:07 in the house tonight. And that's literally the moment where if they try to fit anybody else in here, somebody's getting a phone call about it.
Or the fire department's coming.
Well, that's what I mean. As Mangoni tries to work through the pile, taken away, Van Acker. Wide, O'Brien, gonna bat that out of the air. Van Acker will get it back. Lucas Moore, his shot, blockered high into the air by Oak. Van Acker followed it behind the net. Rossetto next, he tied up with Glavin. Puck comes off the wall, and it's Harmer. On to Kluche. Kluche this way and that, to the left wing side, shoveled by Protz. Jake O'Brien after it. O'Brien with the light bounce off the end boards and out to Owen Protz. Jake O'Brien over the line, right wing side. O'Brien pulls up, lost his footing, but there's Protz, kicked away by Oak. Jilkin carries up on the right wing side. Puck played back, Misa deflected high into the air, and that one will come up and out of the zone. Jones pursued by Van Acker, who frees it up down the right wing side. Valeris ladled that back towards the line. It was batted down. Chen stepped into Misa, and it's a glove pass in the direction of Gervais. 14:08 to be played in the middle frame.
Well, Nick Lardis now on a 11. This will be his 12th 12-game streak, 17 goals dating back to January 8th. And he's got one, number 50 here tonight. It'll continue that streak. Michael Misa has an assist streak, 11 games with 16 assists dating back to the 9th of January. And Perek is on a streak as well. We'll get back to that.
Budnick's shot was blocked. He'll toss it along. Gallagher, nice time up to force it loose from Perek. Sets Budnick up and over the top. Nifty play by Lane Gallagher.
Yeah, that was pretty smart.
Gallagher back to make the play before Nelson ran over Jilkin. Gallagher kicks it to the line. Played it wide, wanted Chen. It'll be punched back up ahead. Jilkin bounced by Budnick. Gallagher knocked over by Gervais, who rolls it to the side of the net. Misa trying to spin onto it, and the puck will be lifted up and out of the zone. Not enough on it for icing, as the Bulldogs will make a complete change. Go up ahead. No icing, touched at the Saginaw bench. Misa on for Epperson, wanted Misa out front, and that'll roll away and back down the rink. And this matchup that continues again. Thomas steals on the right side, plays to Protz, who's got to hurry with Chernyshov, and the stick lift forces it on to Forgione. Puck up ahead, Forgione played it from in behind center red. That'll be icing, but saved by the bell. 12:52 left to play in the middle frame. The Bulldogs hold the 2-0 lead. Friday night face-off. Big Steel Box, Brantford Bulldogs hockey on Rogers TV.
Since 1984, Kuriyama Canada Inc. has been woven into Brantford's story. We are leaders in manufacturing thermoplastic hose and tubing. Kuriyama Canada, shaping industries, supporting communities.
20,000 square feet of trampoline fun, featuring North America's largest indoor ropes course, the ultimate warrior course. Grab a bite to eat or drink at the canteen, over 100 arcade games and more. Check us out at thefactorylondon.ca.
Welcome back to Big Steel Box, Brantford Bulldogs hockey here on Rogers TV. We have got to stop playing that spool commercial while Troy's paying attention.
Yeah, not in the second period anyway.
Nick Lardis flipping it on to the left side. Lardis, bottom of the left circle, around back of the net. I can't have you running out on me to go get takeout, although spool.
I'm going to do it one day.
It is fantastic.
Yeah,
Puck flipped into the Saginaw bench. Remind me, I got to put a call into Jamie Stevens to see if we get a little booth delivery going on.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Yeah, they can't. We can't keep showing those spool ads in the second period. It's just too long till the end of the game.
Nick Lardis with a nice chance down on the Saginaw end. And this matchup continues to roll on. It is Misa, Epperson, and Chernyshov against Thomas, Lardis, and Brown. And it seems both Chris Lazary and Jay McKee happy to go strength on strength as Thomas pulls up. Over for Nick Lardis. Lardis back to the blue line. Poked by Hamra. Lardis backside. Thomas out front. Great recovery by Forgione at the corner.
Yeah, Thomas nearly slid that right through to Brown. He's at the side of the net, ready to pounce on that one.
Lardis for Budnick, on to Brown. Brown fanned on the first attempt. Misa got under him. Numbers for the Spirit as Chernyshov Pulls up right circle, plays low to Misa. Back for Forgione, they score! PJ Forgione, as the numbers paid off on that occasion, was able to just sneak it through Ryerson Leanders, and the Bulldogs are not happy with Matt Manella, feeling that Brown was taken down high in the offensive zone.
You can see here 4 bodies in the offensive zone, odd numbers. The third body for the Bulldogs, Thomas never came back till late, so essentially a 4-on-2. And they just slip it right by Leanders, who didn't have much help there in that one. And the Saginaw Spirit get within 1 here, 2-1.
And that will continue Michael Misa's assist streak.
Yeah, a lot of streaks continuing here.
Jones back to the defensive right wing corner. Puck was forced loose from him. O'Brien tapping it on the left side. Van Acker trying to turn away from Jones. Feeds low, Rosetta, wanted O'Brien. Puck poked loose, Weir forced back. Jones again to Valeris. Valeris forward. Mangoni high on the slot, pulls up wide. Moore kept going towards him. Mangoni around the back of the net, looking for an option. Mangoni hits the brakes high on the left side, into the pile. Blocked off before it ever got to Ryerson Leanders. Moore, long bomb, wanted O'Brien, and that played offside on that long out coming over the line.
Yeah, back on the topic of streaks, there's Michael Misa is on a 31-point streak dating back to December 29th. Here's that opportunity by Lardis there, and he was denied. Nick Lardis is on a 12-game, 24-point streak from January 5th, and Zane Perrick on a 10-game, 25-point streak dating back to the 10th of January. So he's been on fire as of late.
Jilkin will roll that puck along. Bradley around the back. Nelson collects it. And Nelson rolls on to Hamara. Wide for Babin. Babin back through the crowd. O'Donnell for Hamara. Hamara skips wide of Perek, but the puck came off Babin's shin pads. Yeah, that replay on Lardis, he looked like he attempted a Michigan.
I was thinking that, yeah.
Gervais tries to sneak one short side that Leanders holds the post. You were thinking it, and so is PJ Forgione, who made the play on it. Puck off the skate of Aiden O'Donnell. Offside, 10:22 left in the second period, and now Noah Nelson approached, and that's going to bring over a crowd. And I think everybody's going to unpile on the end of this. I think Nelson was tied up with Jilkin, which brought Simo over to the pile. And now everybody heads off.
Well, 6-5 shots on goal in this second period for Saginaw. They have a decisive advantage, 24-10 overall in this game. The Bulldogs doing quite well tonight at the faceoff dot, 21-11 for them. So that's nice to see. Bulldogs have battled the faceoff off and on during the season.
Doing it without the services of Josh Avery, who's around 48-49% the circle as well. And as Owen Prott's trying to pick that loose, Michael Misa wanted Chernyshov, and that got run away by Owen Protz. Thomas into neutral ice. Misa just hit the jets to get back on that. Chernyshov over the line, run into by Budnick. Now Cole Brown feeds wide, wanted Lardis. Glavin used the radar sweep. Epperson up ahead with jump in his stride. Brown picks it off. Thomas going the other way. Lardis trying to turn it into 2. Thomas pulls wide. Tried to get Lardis to catch up, but Glavin deflected it and unfortunately got it off the mouth.
Yeah, he deflected that pass from Thomas, the attempted pass, right up into the mouth there.
Thomas to Brown, right wing on the backhand. Glavin got a stick on that as well. Got a feel for Glavin here. He got stuck on the ice after taking a puck in the mush. He's still out there, as Lucas Moore will handle it back.
Well, he's Sarnia tough, so
Well, I got to assume as well that it must not have dislodged a tooth. So he's got to be all right to continue on as, whoa.
Sarnia, Ontario native.
Glavin, another one of the members of the Spirit we saw in the top prospects game, including Xander Valeris, who was playing for the East, even though by then he'd been traded to the West, but it was too late to start messing with things. Faceoff will come on the Bulldogs attacking right wing side off the icing. A couple of people up in Media Row asked me, why is there a guy from Saginaw playing for the East?
Yeah, I
well,
remember that.
He was in Kingston, but then the trades happened, and like, what are you going to do? Tell the kid he can't play because he got traded? That'd be ridiculous. He earned his way into the game. Just leave him where he is, and everybody will be happy.
Yeah, Glavin, Valeris, Misa, and Harmer all played in that OHL prospects game.
Jones had the puck knocked loose by Rossetto. Rossetto on the right side. Oak makes the stop and punched it far enough away. O'Brien now on to Hammer, trying to step through the pile. Hammer around the back of the net, and there's a holding the stick call coming.
Yeah, I think this is going to be on the Saginaw Spirit on Hamara. Hamara activates from the blue line, gets into the play, and gets a little bit too close for comfort in the net there, and Harmer grabs onto the stick, and he'll sit for 2 or less as the Bulldogs go back to the power play. 2 for 2 on the power play tonight.
But why did the play get blown dead while the Bulldogs had possession? I'm a little confused about that one. That's why I was delayed on picking up who the penalty was on. Face-off won by the Spirit, and the puck will be rolled all the way down the rink. Hamra will be the first man back. So with no Yudacek, it's Lucas Moore who is the potential switch man for Hamra. As the puck gets wrapped around the end wall, Lardis had it skip on him as the puck got on edge, and back down the rink it goes. Leanders out to stop it in behind. Tomas Hamra starting his way up. He'll drop it. Jake O'Brien carries through the pile for Cole Brown. Brown out high. Hamra moving middle. Hamra waits. O'Brien pulls up, trying to spin loose from Gervais. Did a nice job to play the body, and now a chance to move forward. Misa and Perek with him. Misa over the line. Great job by Patrick Thomas. And now Thomas ahead to O'Brien off the right. O'Brien with speed. Drop his Lardis out front. Oh, what a save by Oak. Cole Brown had that tapped over the top by the blocker of Andrew Oak.
Yeah, it looks like the Bulldogs had that one all figured out. Really nice tic-tac-toe passing play. And Oak just sticking the pad out on Brown there, making the stop. Huge stop here in this one.
Lardis plays it wide left for Thomas. Zips it around the end wall. Merrick Van Acker for Jake O'Brien. Puck off of a leg, bit of a jump ball, and hand pass. Referee Ryan Harrison said it was a Bulldog who played it out of the air. I'm going to go with his judgment, Troy, because from here I couldn't tell whose glove that was. Take another look at this play by O'Brien to Lardis and then Brown. Wow, what a stop by Andrew Oak.
Yeah, leaning a little closer there. Oak coming over quick. Great job by him. Great vision, knowing that Brown was at the side of the net waiting for that pass. And he gets over and meets him and makes the stop.
Oh my.
Van Acker bumped onto the ice for the remainder of this power play.
Puck tossed back down the rink. So Van Acker, Lardis, Thomas with Budnick and Moores. The Bulldogs try to move around the power play units as best they can with the bodies that are missing. Testa, Avery, Crombie would all generally be options. Yudacek. Puck around the back. Budnick holds it on. Van Acker left circle. Down low for Thomas, just out of his reach. Even in full 5-on-5. Lardis catches. Blocked off. Thomas tried it. Deflected wide. Budnick again plays it around the back. Thomas over top of it. Want to shovel it out to the front. Van Acker frees the puck up again. Thomas working through two. Budnick quick along to Moore. To the front. The tip from Van Acker. Carried onto the end wall. Thomas over top of it. Van Acker working against Epperson. And There's at least one penalty coming here. It's going to be Glavin for a cross-check on Lardis. Bulldogs will return to the power play with 5:50 left in the second period when we return to Big Steel Box Brantford Bulldogs hockey on Rogers TV.
Since 1984, Kuriyama Canada Inc. has been woven into Brantford's story. We are leaders in manufacturing thermoplastic hose and tubing. Kuriyama Canada, shaping industries, supporting communities.
20,000 square feet of trampoline fun. Featured North America's largest indoor ropes course. The ultimate warrior course. Grab a bite to eat or drink at the canteen. Over 100 arcade games and more. Check us out at thefactorylondon.ca.
Take another look back as we welcome you back inside the Brantford Civic Center. Bit of a shoving match between Lardis and Glavin and Troy. I think the only reason that got called was the last one was up high.
Yeah, you're 100% right. They both got their shots in, but they were chest level, and then Glavin got a little high on Lardis, and the official called it. Bulldogs go back to the power play here. 5:50 left to go in this second period. 2-1. Bulldogs. The Saginaw Spirit, this game has been very entertaining, back and forth, both ends. Some great goaltending as well.
Zane Perek around behind his own net, 10-2 with his skates. Looks to break it out himself. Perek works wide on the right side. Lost the puck as he went to take the shot, gets it right back. Comes off of a stick. Michael Misa playing center field. Handled it down, but now it's Jake O'Brien. O'Brien pulling away from Misa. Into neutral ice. Misa following him tightly. Drop is on for Hamra. Hamra with a lookout left. Played it off of a skate to himself. Tried to lay it back to Van Acker. Now O'Brien tosses up front for Lardis. Oh, what a tip. Lardis nearly fooled Oak right at the doorstep. I don't think Andrew Oak had any idea where that puck was wiggling at first.
Yeah, we get an opportunity to see this a little closer. This puck was like 3 feet in the air. Lardis just bats it right out of the sky. Backhand. Trying to get that right through the 5-hole on Oak, and didn't get all he wanted on it, but just enough to get it towards the net. Oak makes the stop.
Minute 25 left in the man advantage. Thomas leans in opposite of Harmer. Puck rolling around the back of the net. It'll be bounced loose by Patrick Thomas. James Go stacked into by Jake O'Brien. Cole Brown trying to poke it through the pile. It's a bit of a rugby scrum to the end wall. Go getting moved along with the pile. Now it'll be wrapped around the end wall. Picked up by Lardis on the right. Forgione watched him high. Puck sent across. Hamra bats it down. Left it out high for O'Brien, who kept it on at the line. Bouncing puck. Thomas to Lardis. Quick shot. And Oak coming out to the top of the paint. Will handle it down with 53 seconds left in the power play.
Yeah, Lardis with the quick shot from the face-off dot. I think maybe if he would have just took a second and crashed down a little bit more, he would have had maybe a better shot, a better look at it, but he wanted to get surprise Oak, but Oak came across and made the stop.
Epperson was in the neighborhood, might have provided a little bit of difficulty if Lardis tried to take a stride into it. O'Brien wins the draw back to Hamra. Hamra to the right side. Lardis across the formation, wanted O'Brien, it'll deflect out. Hamra, middle of the line, back to O'Brien, across for Lardis. Came through Oak and out the other side.
Yeah, I'll have to see if that hit the post or not.
I wonder if it went through his legs and just caught his pad.
Yeah, caught him off the back leg or something.
Lardis on the flip back, now Merrick Van Acker. Playing through the middle of the ice, Lardis. Over the line, cuts left, Thomas. O'Brien settles, twirls. O'Brien on his backhand, keeps moving, has a look out of the left circle. There's Lardis, fired and stopped again by Oak. Oak squared up to him. Epperson trying to move his way ahead off the left. Deflected by Hamra wide. Bit of a dangerous change there for Saginaw. It's Lardis ahead with O'Brien. O'Brien through the middle, takes it wide. Van Acker joining as well. We're even in full 5-on-5. Bulldogs come oh so close again on the power play. Saginaw survive. Valeris through the middle of the ice. Johnston Carries wide. Tried to play that off, and there's a bit of a broken play for the Spirit as the change was a little funky looking. Lucas Moore on for no one else in the head. Wanted Aiden O'Donnell and didn't get a touch. 3:16 left to play in the second period. That'll bring Mangoni onto the ice with Misa and Chernishaw.
Yeah, let's take a look at these couple of opportunities for Lardis in the power play there. Yeah, that looked like it hit the inside of his skate, might have. But Oak standing tall, seeing some of the quickest releases in the OHL, and he's hung in there tough.
Chernishaw taking it on the left wing side, works out high. Valeris pops it down to the left wing corner. Moore over top of it. Valeris held it on. Barch runs it behind the net. Moore and Mangoni were stacked. Misa picks it loose. Played to the wall by Nelson. Puck to the top. Valeris followed by Rossetto across the front of the net. Puck spiked off of a skate and then bounced wide off Misa's touch. Madness around the front of the net. Chernishaw works his way down. Puck through the crowd, taken loose by Aiden O'Donnell, and O'Donnell will pull up and get it down the rink as Barch tried to step over to him. Puck gets wrapped around. Bulldogs making a change. Mangoni on to Misa with speed. Misa back for Mangoni. Laying it back for Perek on and off of his stick. Perek clatters it down the wall to keep it onside. Hamra for Protz. Protz lifts it up and out. Quick play by Go. Chernishaw up for Mangoni. On to Chernishaw, the second round pick of the San Jose Sharks. Boy, their prospect pool is loaded. Mangoni to the front. Puck around the back, Gallagher. Go into the pile. Hamra will pick it loose from Go and play it around the back of the net. Protz indirect, didn't have the angle. Perek for Zhilkin, but coming and going at the blue line in the playoff side with $1:42 left in the second period.
You see the opportunity here. All kinds of pucks bouncing around. Right off of, yeah, that looked like it went right off of Rossetto, I guess. Was that Rossetto? Tough to tell.
Just a quick thought as Igor Chernishaw has an assist on the PJ Forgione goal. That San Jose Sharks prospect pool, Troy. I got to see the Barracuda up close this year. San Jose is going to be really good for a really long time in the very near future.
Yeah, just so impressed with Chernishaw and his ability to move. Big bodied guy and just moves so well.
Forgione pulls the puck off the boards. That puck played wide of the net. Dylan Clark informed me earlier he's committed to the University of Vermont. Go Catamounts. Jilkin's drive off the leg of Protz. Carried into the corner. O'Donnell lifts it high, and PJ Forgione has been nabbed for a slash. And this is what you mentioned earlier on in the game, Troy. The Spirit have to find a way to limit the penalties against.
Yeah, 721 penalty minutes. That's good for second in the OHL, just behind Peterborough, but average penalties, they are second as well, just behind Sudbury. So giving the opportunities for the Bulldogs, who have a dangerous power play, currently second in the OHL at 26.7%. You don't want to be doing that too many times.
Lardis out high, right point, Lucas Moore. Back on to Nick Lardis. Above the right circle, his pass back, blocked down by Michael Misa. Misa working at Lucas Moore. Great play made by Moore. Shut him off with the skate. Puck sent around back of the Brantford net, just 48 seconds left in the period. Gervais on to Misa. Misa pulls up at Moore, spins back, and Misa will roll that all the way back on to Zane Perek.
Saginaw, they'd love to play some keep away here.
I think that's the intended plan. Puck up for Gervais, Moore over top of it. O'Brien steps into the path. O'Brien works his way forward, 25 seconds left in the frame. O'Brien for Thomas, rink wide. Van Acker settles it, wanted to tuck that back to Lardis. Didn't have the angle, 16 seconds. Hamra guides his way through the center circle. Hammer through 2. Wide on the left. Perek holds him up at the boards. Stick came out of his hands. Van Acker, Thomas, Lardis, save made by Oak. Hammer will turn and try it. Puck will be blocked off. Nick Lardis close again. Andrew Oak had a heck of a second period to keep the Spirit within 1, Troy.
Yeah, real nice surge at the end there. Lardis knew that he didn't have a whole lot of time. You're going to see right here as that clock is ticking down. Quick release, looking for blocker side high, and didn't get it, but Saginaw coming back with 1 goal in that second period, getting within 1 here, and the Bulldogs now have a third period ahead of them, and they need to just shut things down and keep Saginaw in check.
Do not go anywhere when we return to Big Steel Box Brantford Bulldogs hockey on Rogers TV. Cassie Turkstra.
Since 1984, Kuriyama Canada Inc. has been woven into Brantford's story. We are leaders in manufacturing thermoplastic hose and tubing. Kuriyama Canada, shaping industries, supporting communities.
20,000 square feet of trampoline fun, featuring North America's largest indoor ropes course, the ultimate warrior course. Grab a bite to eat or drink at the canteen, over 100 arcade games and more. Check us out at thefactorylondon.ca.
Blast you!
Hi, I'm Ian Taylor, Director of Hockey Development with Ontario Minor Hockey. Let's talk about one-timers.
A difficult skill to perfect, the one-timer is an effective shot to use before the defense has an opportunity to set up. Set up facing the pass and sideways to the target. Time the backswing so the downward swing begins as the puck approaches. Transfer the weight from the back leg to the stick to the front leg. Lock the wrists as the stick comes into contact with the ice just behind the puck. Snap the wrists on contact with the puck. Keep the blade face closed to keep the puck down and hard. If closer to the net, eliminate the backswing and use a sweeping motion with the face of the blade open to get the puck up quickly.
Check out more Chalk Talk episodes on Rogers TV and more drills and resources at omha.net.
Very good.
Down to ice level, our Cassie Turkstra standing by with the 50-goal guy. That's Nick Lardis.
Talk to me about getting your 50th goal in that first period.
Yeah, it was awesome. Obviously, pretty nice to get out of the way early in the game, I guess. But yeah, so it was a great play there on the power play. I think it was OB that just kind of got me the puck there back door, and yeah, I've been practicing that a lot, I guess, this year. Just kind of that one-timer, and it was good. Figured it.
And what was the reaction like from the guys when you skated over to the bench?
Yeah, it was great. Obviously, those guys have worked really hard this year, you know, to I guess help me put the puck in the back of the net, I guess. And it's been a lot of fun with those guys. We've worked really hard all year, and to see the success we're getting here in the second half after the trade deadline, it's awesome.
And another milestone is happening tonight. It's Reed Duthie's 500th game calling for the Bulldogs. With that in mind, do you have any words for him?
Yeah, I mean, Reeder, I've got to know Reeder over the past couple of years here, being here, and he's just an unbelievable person. You know, comes on the road with us and just so passionate about what he does. I mean, we all love him, and you know, he's great at what he does. One of the best in the business, and yeah, it's been like an honor, kind of, you know, being around him.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for taking the time, and congrats.
Yeah, thank you very much.
All right, we'll be back with more from the Brantford Bulldogs on Rogers TV right after this.
Hi, I'm Ian Taylor, Director of Hockey Development with Ontario Minor Hockey. Let's talk about one-timers.
A difficult skill to perfect, the one-timer is an effective shot to use before the defense has an opportunity to set up. Set up facing the pass and sideways to the target. Time the backswing so the downward swing begins as the puck approaches. Transfer the weight from the back leg to the stick to the front leg. Lock the wrists as the stick comes into contact with the ice just behind the puck. Snap the wrists on contact with the puck. Keep the blade face closed to keep the puck down and hard. If closer to the net, eliminate the backswing and use a sweeping motion with the face of the blade open to get the puck up quickly.
Check out more Chalk Talk episodes on Rogers TV and more drills and resources at omha.net.
Very good.
Guelph, the Royal City. Learn about the people, places, organizations, and events that make up your hometown. Join us each and every episode to learn more about Guelph and what's happening in the Royal City.
This is a man's heart, a heart in desperate need of medical attention. But because 78% of Indigenous people experience racism in healthcare, he may not get the help he needs. Become an ally. Rise above racism in healthcare.
We were talking earlier about the top sixes of these two teams. There's young players, there's veteran scorers, there's talent across the board. NHL draft picks, about to be NHL draft picks. Misa and O'Brien will be stunned if they both don't go in the top 10 this year. When you look at the Saginaw Spirit and what General Manager Dave Drinknell has done, we talk about it here with Matt Turek and how he was able to turn this team on the fly after a championship, collect assets, continue to move pieces to collect assets. Dave Drinknell, my goodness. Christian Epperson signs. You go to the deadline, and I know it's not easy to lose guys like Willis, like Bishop, like Hay, but you collect all those assets. I think it was 16 draft picks. Yeah. Xander Valeris, pretty darn good. We saw him at the prospects game. Ethan Weir, and then Chernyshov arrives. He's got to come out smelling like a rose on that.
Yeah, I mean, it's been, I don't know if there's been a busier guy in Saginaw for the last year and a half, 2 years than Dave Drinknell. And, you know, again, like I said off the top, everybody wants to kind of go again. You know, they lost a lot of talent to the American Hockey League. You know, you think of the Owen Becks, Hunter Hates, Rodman Denisio, Joreen Donovan, of course. I mean, those were massive pieces of last year's championship team. You know they're gone. But still, you look around the room and you still say, okay, there's a lot here. There's a lot that this team can do. And I think maybe if Chernyshov shows up sooner in the year, they don't have to wait as long for his return, maybe things go a little bit differently. Maybe some different decisions are made at the deadline. But Spirit fans, they have the perfect, I guess, perspective on it because, you know, think 2 years ago. This team decides, okay, we're going to bid to host a Memorial Cup. We need a little bit more in draft capital to be able to do that. And so that led to the departure of Pavel Minchikov, who goes on to finish an OHL Defenseman of the Year season. It was a little sour at the time, but those draft picks turned into the players we just talked about a couple of seconds ago. So this team and this fan base has been through it very recently. And right now the proof is hanging in the rafters, to be a little bit cliche. So, I mean, again, you're going to have Michael Misa, Zane Parekh next year, who will be another year older, more experience under their belt.
Unbelievable.
Plus fill in all the young talent as well. Jacob Kluche, Carson Harmer, Dima Zhilkin's taking massive strides here.
Christian Epperson.
Yeah, I mean, again, I don't want to just rattle off names here for the next little bit, but you can. With both of these teams,
absolutely,
you can.
Yeah.
So a little bit of a retooling, I guess, at the trade deadline this year for this team. And like you said, 16 draft picks that come back the other way. He gets Caden Johnston for a steal from Sarnia as well. So, I mean, it was a busy deadline. Maybe not quite as busy as last year, but still, a lot of moves were made, and lots of credit to Dave.
Being on the American side, you guys are obviously right in the middle of the NCAA CHL thing. I'm sure you heard a lot about it down there with universities not all that far away that are a big part of this. What was the take in Saginaw? Because in Brantford, we looked at it as there's doors opening across the marketplace. And it seems like for Saginaw, same sort of thing. Epperson comes out of that U.S. development team, and you guys are well positioned to collect a bunch of assets that might have been university bound previously. Is it opportunity knocking at the door in Saginaw?
It is. You hit it right on the head. Doors open kind of at both ends of the spectrum for teams or for players that would be looking to play major junior hockey because, I mean, what was the biggest reason for a lot of these kids before to not come to this league? Well, I want to hang on to my eligibility. Okay, well, that reason's off the table. So that opens up the door to the 16-year-olds who want to come to this league and spend as much time as possible in it. And then at the other end, you know, for kids exiting our league, well, okay, NCAA is not an option for me because I played in the CHL. That's off the table as well. So we've already had Caleb Mangoni commits to Lake Superior State. I got a chance to talk with him prior to morning skate about it. He's going for fire science. Had a good conversation about that. So
wow.
Yeah, I know. Like it's not your typical major. So these kids get to do that. They get to continue to play hockey at a higher level. They get to get their educations and do things like study fire science. PJ Forgione gets to go home to the University of Vermont. So it's doors opening both at the beginning of the major junior career and at the end of it as well. So, I mean, it's kind of been the rising tide that's floated all boats here.
Playoff bound for the Saginaw Spirit, and I can't imagine that any of the teams ahead of you really want to see in a second-round matchup if this team is healthy and ready to go. What's the confidence level like right now?
I think the confidence level's high. You know, I think a lot of things still have to kind of fall into place. And again, this will be the third game that the Spirit have gotten to play with really their full complement of forwards.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
It's been, and I know it's the bug that kind of bites everybody from time to time during the season. And again, we still got a month and a half here, so a lot can happen. You knock on wood that it doesn't, and that all the Brantford guys get healthy again. But you know, there's a lot to still be seen here for this team and what it can really do. Because, and again, I have a hard time looking at it from that perspective because I am on this side of things. It's tough to truly, really be objective and try to look at that through that lens of, okay, I don't work for the team, because I do. So
yeah, I'm with you.
But again, I agree with you in the fact that there are a lot of names when you go through this roster and you say, okay, especially now you look at the bottom six, Sebastian Gervais kind of anchoring that third line, and you know, Nick Sima's on his wing. Caden Johnston's been plugged in great as the year's gone on and since the trade deadline.
Oh, that's a fun line to have to play against in a playoff situation.
Well, and that's the thing. I mean, you look at what those guys can do. You look at the steps that, I mean, particularly Gervais and Sima took during the Memorial Cup last year.
Oh, my goodness.
The thing about Nick Sima is he found another gear in the playoffs and in the Memorial Cup, and as hard as it is to do, he's not left that gear. When he stayed healthy, he hasn't come out of that gear, and that's something that, again, it's paid off in spades before, and if you can stay in it, that's going to go a long way.
20,000 square feet of trampoline fun, featuring North America's largest indoor ropes course, the ultimate warrior course. Grab a bite to eat or drink at the canteen, over 100 arcade games and more. Check us out at thefactorylondon.ca.
Hey folks, it's me, Giovanni Petiti, the host of Not Tonight. It's the new late night talk show right here on Rogers TV. We got fabulous guests, a lot of laughs. It's just like the Jimmy Kimmel Show, if you order the Jimmy Kimmel Show on Wish. So join me Sunday at 10 o'clock right here on Rogers TV. Nice.
Today, I helped a parent feed their family by connecting them to a food program.
Today, I helped someone connect with mental health supports.
Today, I helped a couple struggling to pay their bills access financial aid.
Every day, 211 navigators connect Canadians to critical government and community programs and services.
211. Help starts here.
Brought to you by the Kitchener-Waterloo Home and Garden Show. The region's largest home show runs Friday, March 21st to Sunday, March 23rd. There's no place like home with the Kitchener-Waterloo Home and Garden Show at the Kitchener Memorial Auditorium.
Sundays for Pairs is a service that we believe will help you discover more of God's promises and purpose for your life. A reminder that God is for you. Courtesy of Pairs Community Church. Join us every Sunday at 10:30 a.m. on Rogers TV to be encouraged and pointed towards hope.
We've got a great one going here on Friday Night Faceoff. Big Steel Box, Brantford Bulldogs hockey on Rogers TV. Get the snacks, get the drinks, and get ready. The third period coming your way next.
Hi, I'm Ian Taylor, Director of Hockey Development with Ontario Minor Hockey. Let's talk about one-timers.
A difficult skill to perfect, The one-timer is an effective shot to use before the defense has an opportunity to set up. Set up facing the pass and sideways to the target. Time the backswing so the downward swing begins as the puck approaches. Transfer the weight from the back leg to the stick to the front leg. Lock the wrists as the stick comes into contact with the ice just behind the puck. Snap the wrists on contact with the puck. Keep the blade face closed to keep the puck down and hard. If closer to the net, eliminate the backswing and use a sweeping motion with the face of the blade open to get the puck up quickly.
Check out more Chalk Talk episodes on Rogers TV and more drills and resources at omha.net.
Very good.
Guelph, the Royal City. Learn about the people, places, organizations, and events that make up your hometown. Join us each and every episode to learn more about Guelph and what's happening in the Royal City.
This is a man's heart, a heart in desperate need of medical attention. But because 78% of Indigenous people experience racism in healthcare, he may not get the help he needs. Become an ally. Rise above racism in healthcare.
Welcome back to Big Steel Box Brantford Bulldogs Hockey Friday Night Faceoff here on Rogers TV and wherever you're watching around the world on all the OHL socials. It's Reed and Troy back with you up top. And Troy, the Bulldogs hold a 2-1 lead as we get set for the third period. Let's go back into the second period as the Spirit clawed one back.
Yeah, Bulldogs get a little overwhelmed in their own end here as the Spirit came back with odd numbers. And that one just kind of fooled Leanders there. He never really had an opportunity. And then the other end of the ice, Oak facing lots of shots, little tip over to Brown, and that tips over the net. And then Nick Lardis with a couple. That one run right through to the other side. Lardis with 8 shots in this game so far. And he tried, I think it was an attempt at the Michigan there. I don't know, not confirmed, but and that's Perrick back from the first period.
Yeah, Ryerson, Leanders, Andrew Oak having a great night both. Some madness out in front of Ryerson, Leanders in that middle frame. And then at the end of the period, somebody might have said something to Leanders because he got a little bit hot as he was headed off the ice. But we set for period number 3. Can the Bulldogs make the lead hold? They have 55 seconds to open with in period number 3 on the power play as Gervais clears it in wide. Hamra picks it up. His drop is for Lardis. It'll run a bit on the fresh rink. Lardis gathers through his own zone. The drop pass for Hamra. Hamra over the line, chips it wide on the left wing. From the left wing corner, wanted Patrick Thomas. Gervais follows. O'Brien knocked it loose from him. Lardis spreads it low before Misa could get there. Thomas looking to the corner. Hamra on the rotation for Thomas. Back to Lardis at the right point. Lardis handles on to O'Brien. O'Brien weaving high. Left circle. Across for Lardis. Skipped on him. Lardis plays it back to the corner. Thomas low to Brown. Power play about to expire. Perek onto the puck. It'll be smashed off the wall and down the rink for Joni. Around the back of the Brantford goal. Leanders has lost his stick. Stick lift. Protz gets that along. Thomas plays it through to Rosetto and out it goes. Rosetto deals that deep into the Saginaw end. Bulldogs making a change. Troy, they had the zone set up they wanted. Just couldn't get the clean shot from Lardis on that wing-to-wing.
Yeah, Saginaw doing a great job of cutting off all kinds of passing lanes there down low, so nothing in the danger areas.
Puck forward for Nick Rosetto, getting loose to the slot. Valeris, desperation made the play. Protz along for Moore, into the pile, deflected, double deflection. I think it came last off Van Acker, and Oak freezes it with 18-19. You see the out-of-town scores flashing by, some lopsided ones. Brampton up 8-1 on Erie. Kingston 1-0 on Flint. Owen Sound 3-2 on Kitchener. 2-1 for London over Peterborough. 6-2 for the Sudbury Wolves on the Niagara Ice Dogs. 4-2 for the Oshawa Generals on the Ottawa 67s. And the Guelph Storm trailed the North Bay Battalion 4-1.
Yeah, this is the time of year where you start looking at out-of-town scores.
Everybody tracking as Chernyshov around back of the Brantford goal. Just sets his edges, and you said it earlier, Troy, he is a truck.
Yeah, he just A-frames over the puck, and you just can't get around him to get to it.
His pass is for Epperson. Ryan Harrison lost his footing. Epperson back to the line. Too much pace for Jones. Jones in neutral ice, wheels it forward. Now Brown on the left wing side. Lardis back for Brown in the left circle. Brown steps to the slot. His backhand won't go. Protz follows. Left a dent in the glass. Thomas. Rink wide for Brown on the right. Brown out to the front. Skipped off Misa's skate.
Pretty effective shot by Protz there. Right, left-handed shot playing the right side. He got away a good one.
Jones playing that on to Misa, 1 against 2. And Misa will flip it into the Brantford end to start a change for the Spirit. Owen Protz lets Dima Zhilkin fly on by. Lucas Moore out the right wing side. Gets to the center red and whips it around the back. Aidan O'Donnell kicked it to the slot. Gervais over top of the puck. It'll be bounced to neutral ice. Lucas Moore pulls up and flips it along. Chen back for Protz. Protz steers that off of Glavin. O'Donnell to the front. Oak held it off. I think Oak got a little bit surprised on that one.
Yeah, quick release. A good shot by O'Donnell.
There's a bit of a yard sale down to the corner, and it allows Sema to be open through the slot. Save made by Leanders. It'll be held on to. And referee Ryan Harrison on the end of the play, trying to calm the scrum in front, said, I'm only taking 1. And that got everybody to say, whoa, hang on a minute here.
See this right at the end here. Sema gets this puck, tries to deflect it towards Leanders. Doesn't get all that he wanted on it, and it just kind of trickled to Leanders, and he made the stop. Face off to his right. 16:30 left to go in the third period here. 26-21 are the shots in goal in favor of Saginaw.
Bit of an odd-looking sequence there. His stick got knocked out of the hands of Owen Protz. He lost his glove as he was making the hit.
Yeah, it looked like a little bit of a flea market going on as well.
Mangoni trying to step through a pile. I get waved up and out. Van Acker handles wide for Lardis. Stepped through by Perek. Lardis held it on. Misa going the other way. Misa over the line. Has a look over both shoulders. Misa attacking the right circle. Feeds it out front. Chernyshov scores. What a play by Misa on to Igor Chernyshov. And it's a tie game.
Yeah, you saw the maturity of Michael Misa right there, and just sees the ice. His vision's so good. Chernyshov knows exactly where to be. And the right-handed shot on the left side, easy for him on that side of the net, as he just makes no mistake and puts it right by Leanders. Nobody on him. And Chernyshov now with 2 points in this game, up to 9 points in 3 games. What a pickup he has been for Saginaw.
O'Brien on here with Rosetto and Gallagher, as Saginaw with 1 in the second and 1 here in the third have cut that Brantford lead from a pair to even. O'Brien off the left side tried it upstairs, and that one will get up into the mesh out of play. Do not undercount the work of Andrew Oak in this game. 2 goals against on the 5 shots in the first period, but since then has held off 16 between the second and the third.
Yeah, they're getting some great goaltending and some scoring in Saginaw as well coming into this game. A plus 32 goal differential. At the other end of the ice, Bulldogs a plus 27. So great goaltending and some timely scoring by both teams here, and that's why we're knotted at 2.
Zhilkin hits the brakes on the left side. skipping around the left circle, out high, his shot deflected into the pile. Brown trying to sweep it away. Moore steps over to Gervais, on to Jilkin. Jilkin pulls up, back to the blue line for Joni, for Glavin. Glavin off the wall. Jake O'Brien over for the puck. He and Misa tie up. O'Brien settles it and moves it along to Lane Gallagher. Gallagher forcing it down the rink with Gervais with him, and penalty to Sebastian Gervais. This is an unforced one. Gervais grabbed hold of Lane Gallagher, and the Bulldogs will go to the power play for the 6th time in the game.
Yeah, 50-50 puck there, and Gallagher showing some speed and determination along the boards. And Gervais had to hold him, or else he was away to the zone. You can see right there. Good job by our camera crew to pick that one up down low. And Gallagher draws the penalty, and the Bulldogs go back to the power play here. They are 2 for 5 on the night.
Puck into the right wing corner off the faceoff, and Perek will sweep it all the way out and down. Hamara, Lardis, O'Brien, Brown, and Thomas. Misa, Epperson, Go, and Perek. As O'Brien through the middle of the ice to Thomas on the left. Low to Lardis. Skips it around the back, pull Brown. Met by Christian Epperson, who's going to win the puck forward, but not enough for Michael Misa to get to it. Half a minute gone on the power play. Hamara on the drop. Lardis, center red. Plays it over the line left for Thomas. Back to Lardis. Bottom of the left circle. Tried to feed that out, didn't connect. O'Brien sweeps around back with Kluche. Brown got it loose. Thomas out high. Lardis for Hamara. His shot. Save Oak. Rebound. Brown scores! Patrick Thomas corralled the puck. Guides it on to Cole Brown. Bulldogs take the lead back. What can Brown do for you, huh?
Well, just too many bodies down low. Not enough spirit to cover them. As this puck comes in from Hamara from the point. The shot, Oak makes the save, rebound, shoveled over to Brown, who pushes this into the net. And the Bulldogs are now 3 for 6 on the power play tonight. They go ahead 3-2. Nice goal by Cole Brown, who picks up his 21st goal of the season.
Cole Brown having his best season in the OHL. He's up to 49 points.
Yeah, absolutely.
The New Jersey Devils prospect who is maturing right in front of our eyes. Misa tries to bring that out front. Jones settles, long drive. Leaner's got a piece of it to deflect it high. Puck off of a leg. Caden Johnston in deep. Lucas Moore run into by Misa. Roch pokes it ahead. Aiden O'Donnell. Forward wanted Daniel Chen. Gonna run down to the right wing corner. Puck pulled loose. Jones in a pileup as O'Donnell and Chen were in there. Xander Valeris will find the puck. Rolls it middle. O'Donnell tried to make a play for possession. It'll work out to get back to Protz. Protz rolls it forward. Caden Johnston back into the zone. Johnston works wide. Drop off was Jones. Taken away by Moore. And Moore on the lob through neutral ice. Mangoni on the dish. Johnston holds up. Chernyshov around back of the net. Bulldogs have only seen Igor Chernyshov once, and they'll be sick of him by the end of this one. Thomas over the line. To the right, Brown back out front. Tipped by Thomas. Oak, he found it. And the Bulldogs are going back to the power play when we return from break after a late slash on Nick Lardis. 13 minutes to play in the third period. Bulldogs up 3-2 on Big Steel Box. Brantford Bulldogs hockey on Rogers TV.
Since 1984, Kuriyama Canada Inc. has been woven into Brantford's story. We are leaders in manufacturing thermoplastic hose and tubing. Kuriyama Canada, shaping industries, supporting communities.
20,000 square feet of trampoline fun, featuring North America's largest indoor ropes course, the ultimate warrior course. Grab a bite to eat or drink at the canteen, over 100 arcade games and more. Check us out at thefactorylondon.ca.
Welcome back inside the Brantford Civic Center. Right there on the end of the play, Caden Johnston reached over and gave a shot to Nick Lardis, and the officials said that was enough for the minor as Jake O'Brien steers the puck back out high to Lardis. Lardis to Van Acker. Has Hammer open. Backside O'Brien. Save Oak. Bouncing puck. Thomas over top of it. O'Brien dealt it loose. O'Brien gets it back for Patrick Thomas. Up top is Lardis. Steps on. Oh, what a save by Oak. Stretching out. Rebound. Puck bouncing around. Misa couldn't corral it on the first attempt. O'Brien plays it back out high. Hamra floats it on to Lardis. Off the right side, Hamra. Lardis. Down low has Thomas. Thomas corrals one at the middle of the ice, and Hamra, Christian Epperson able to get it, and down the rink it goes.
Yeah, good vision by Epperson. Good stick, active stick right in the laneway there. Knocks that puck down and sends a puck into the Bulldog zone.
Hamra started forward, dropped it on to Lardis. Lardis did not like what he saw approaching the blue line. He'll try again. Over the line left, Thomas. Rink wide, got it past Cloutier for Brown. Brown low, brings it out front. His shot just went up and over the top. Thomas on to O'Brien. To the top, Hamra. Walks middle. Tomas Hamra had the puck roll off his stick. He'll collect it again. Hamra backside. Thomas deflected it behind himself. Thomas around the back of the net. Collected by O'Brien. Just under half a minute to work with. O'Brien from the top. His drive. Save Oak. Rebound. Oh, Ryan Harrison lost sight of the puck.
Yeah, I think that puck hit Oak up high, may have hit his mask, and he lost sight of that and whistled it down. And they're just having a discussion with it right now as some members from that second power play crew here for the Bulldogs onto the ice. Butnick and Moore, Thomas, O'Brien, and Lardis will stay on.
11:24 left to play in the third period. 24 seconds of power play time. Thomas tries to steer that wide. It's on to Christian Epperson. Epperson into neutral ice. Lardis shoveled him off the puck initially. Epperson plays wide on the left. Now to Perek through the middle. Leanders, nice blocker save up and over the top. 12 seconds left in the power play.
Yeah, good shorthanded work there by Epperson. Gets this puck over to Perek right down the middle of the ice. He takes a nice shot that Leanders had to deflect high into the stands.
Perek is just dangerous from anywhere.
Yeah, that's the last guy you want to give the puck to right down the middle of the ice. Now, there's actually a lot of guys on Saginaw that you don't want to do it, but he's one of them.
Yeah, he'd be right at the top of the list. Misa, Chernyshov, Mangoni. I could go on. We could be here a while. Misa and O'Brien on the faceoff, and O'Brien will get it forward to Cole Brown. Out wide left, Patrick Thomas. Tosses below the goal line. Walled up in back by O'Brien. Mangoni swings back onto the puck. Out of the box is Johnston. Even in full 5-on-5. Mangoni on the right. Cuts middle. Pulls up left circle. Glove save made by Ryerson Leanders. Callum Mangoni's just fun to watch skate.
Yeah, absolutely. Moves real well. Good with the puck. Finds and skates to an open space and then makes the shot. Good opportunity. He was virtually untouched in the offensive zone there.
You know who he reminds me of from years gone by in the OHL? From back in our early days working OHL games together, Andrew Mangiapane.
Yeah, way back around like game 80.
Somewhere in there, yeah. Actually, Mangiapane might have been before that. As Van Acker turns deep in his own zone. Not the biggest, but he's hard to get the puck off of. And just fun to watch get going. Speaking of which, Mangoni on the puck again. Run off of it by Tommy Budnick. Michael Misa, though, in flight, down low. Back out high for Jones. Steps on. Blocked. Nelson tried to swing it out, wouldn't follow. Misa for Perek. Cycle on. Mangoni around back of the net. Jones run into by Budnick. That's not a fun way to spend your Friday night. Budnick catches on for Van Acker. Playing back to Moore, and both teams are going to make changes. What a chess match we are witness to here tonight. Daniel Chen up the right wing side, tossing it around the back of the offensive zone. Valeris stacked up with Gallagher. Gallagher trying to kick the puck loose. Valeris pushed to the wall again. Epperson will twist. Puck deflected by Chen. Then Radley off the wall. Aiden O'Donnell peeled it to the line. Valeris won't let it by. Kluche. Puck picked loose. O'Donnell trying to force it out. Kluche again wraps it around the end wall. Barch looking to activate. Chen took him to the Bulldog bench boards. O'Donnell center red. Tosses it in. Takes the Valeris contact, and the Bulldogs will make a change. Barch with speed. 9:08 left in the third period. Rolls it into the Brantford zone. One-handed off the wall by Protz. Shilkin around the back. He'll look for an option high. It's Perek. Pretty good option. Perek twisting right. Tosses front. Harmer's there. Leanders on the goal line holds it off.
Yeah, Perek doing a great job in the offensive zone, finding an opening, found it, and then pushed that puck up to Zilkin, who was in front of the net. And the Bulldogs did a great job of covering him in front of Ryerson Leanders. And Leanders jumped on the puck for the stop. Face off to his left. 8:52 left to go in this third period.
Jake O'Brien will lean in for the drop opposite of Nick Sema. O'Brien wins the draw back for Krimpatic, who played it up the wall. Sema right back over to it. O'Brien takes him to the glass. Puck shoveled to the front. Nick Rossetto swings it up and out of the zone, but got knocked over by Go as he tried to turn. And now Nick Rossetto doubled over going to the Bulldogs bench. Perek off of a leg. Back out front. Sema's drive carried on wide. Bulldogs trying to get reorganized after Rossetto had to head off. Sema in deep, twists it to the front. Van Acker's the next man. Van Acker on the left wing side. Cross corner play in. Perek spins away from O'Brien. Nice play to get it on to Sema. Gervais not able to handle it forward. O'Brien tosses it back in. Lardis will provide the forecheck pressure on Go. And Perek tosses forward for Sema. Down the rink, Hamra. Shoveling it around the end boards. Now for Tommy Budnick, the Petoskey, Michigan product. Over the line. Budnick to the middle of the ice. Our fans in Michigan know where that is. For our fans that don't, it's north of Traverse City. Get there, just keep going. As the puck sent down the rink for icing with 7:37 left in the third period.
Yeah, Bulldogs athletics staff having a look at Nicholas Rossetto on the bench there, and he was doubled over for a while, and it looks something on his right shoulder, and I think he's going to go down the tunnel.
Bulldogs athletic therapist Sam Book sending him down. Bulldogs physician Tony Van Spiker will follow him down. Didn't look like a ton of urgency, so hopefully that's a positive.
Yeah, he looked to be moving pretty good. He just probably best to get checked out. Bulldogs can ill afford another injury.
Mention one team physician. Big hello to Dr. David Robertson, Doc Rob, who has been around the Bulldogs longer than I have. One of the best people on the planet.
Good man, definitely.
Watching along tonight. Noah Nelson into the left wing corner. He's actually the one who had to break the news to my dad that he could no longer play goal after he did a scan of his hip. O'Brien, Nelson, off of a skate. Glavin turned it over. Van Acker's drive. Blockered off there by Oak. Back to the corner. O'Brien tied up by Mangoni. O'Brien spins his way loose. O'Brien peels it to the wall. Budnick fakes the clapper, plays it on for Hamra. His shot, and it's held onto by Oak with 6:25 to go.
Yeah, good work by Jake O'Brien in behind the Saginaw net. Really strong on the puck. tough to get that puck off of him. He's getting stronger and stronger every game. And a couple of years, he's going to be tough to contend with down low to get that puck off of his stick. He's just so good with it to begin with right now.
Patrick Thomas up against Carson Harmer.
O'Brien from the Bulldogs, last year's OHL Rookie of the Year. Continuing on here, having a great season for the Dogs.
I think Saginaw will have the Rookie of the Year this year. I'm just not exactly sure which one. Can they split it? Is that a possibility? Kluche plays it on. Kluche carries to the right wing corner. Ethan Belchitz might have something to say before it's all over. But Kluche and Harmer have been just spectacular. Perek, trouble with the handle. Puck played on for Patrick Thomas. Fired, glove save made by Oak, and he'll hang on with 5:50 left to play. The Bulldogs battered and bruised, but they've got a 3-2 lead in the third period. You're watching Big Steel Box, Brantford Bulldogs hockey on Rogers TV.
Since 1984, Kuriyama Canada Inc. has been woven into Brantford's story. We are leaders in manufacturing thermoplastic hose and tubing. Kuriyama Canada, shaping industries, supporting communities.
20,000 square feet of trampoline fun, featuring North America's largest indoor ropes course, the ultimate warrior course. Grab a bite to eat or drink at the canteen, over 100 arcade games and more. Check us out at thefactorylondon.ca.
Welcome back to Big Steel Box, Brantford Bulldogs hockey. It is Friday night face-off in our third period, brought to you by our friends at Spool Takeout. Puck played back to the line. Budnick on for Hamra. Hamra playing below the goal line for Patrick Thomas. Cole Brown's stick snapped just below the knob. That's an odd one. As Misa carries it on. Over the line, he'll pick it back up. Poke loose by Hamra. High fly by Lardis out to neutral ice. Jones for Perek. Forward to Mangoni. Budnick over after it. Taking Chernyshov to the wall. Puck gets laid around the boards. Go. Twists. On for Misa. Wanted Mangoni. Lardis bats it off the bench boards, and Go will take it back down on the Saginaw end. Mangoni wide right. Into the circle. Pulls up. Followed by Budnick. Mangoni walks high, has a look from the top, spins into the left circle, now fires. Shot was blocked out front. Jones, the defenseman's down there. Misa blocked by O'Brien, and the puck whacked out of the zone. James Go right back in. Van Acker shoveled him to the wall, and Van Acker tosses it up and out. Daniel Chen with Nick Rossetto down the hallway. He's taking a shift here with O'Brien and Van Acker. Gervais to the end boards, Dima Zhilkin. Nick Sema knocked the stick out of the hands of Van Acker. Long shot blocked off towards the boards. Zhilkin around the end wall, met by Protz. Chen there as well. Protz trying to toss Zhilkin off his edges. Budnick pokes it, Chen there, off glass, and that'll roll through neutral ice.
Yeah, great job by Chen there. Hasn't got a lot of ice time. When he's been out there, he's been effective.
Go forward, picked off by Lardis. He's got Brown working right side. Brown to the front, save Oak, rebound Lardis. Thomas is there too, but the puck won't go. And Michael Misa and Nick Lardis
are hugging it out and being behind the Saginaw net.
Grins on both of their faces.
Lardis had a chance there right at the end. You're going to see here Brown going to the net hard. That puck popped up into the air, and then Lardis went after it. Misa grabbed him. Lardis and Misa hug it out in the corner.
Andrew Oak fought that off. Patrick Thomas leaning in against Michael Misa. Puck drawn back, and it's Zane Perek. from behind his own goal. Saw what he wanted forward. Gets all the way down to Leenders. Protz being tracked by Misa. Up the wall. Puck batted out of the air. Protz will take. He'll guide it into neutral ice. Now over the line, left wing side. Protz wraps it around the wall. Lardis arrives to it. Plays it to Hamra. O'Brien was coming off the bench. Jake O'Brien. Patrolled by Chernyshov. Drop passes on to Hamra. Forward for Cole Brown. Breck got a stick in there as well. Mangoni bats it out of the air. Mangoni watched by Nelson. Bulldogs change finishes. Nelson playing with Van Acker and O'Brien on this shift. Parek's entry blocked off. Puck played wide to Kluche. He's got Harmer with him. Protz handles him away. Puck sent around the back. Parek patrolled that time by Van Acker. Puck tossed to the front. Kluche on the rebound. Leenders with a pair of stops. Protz tried to bounce that one up and out. Epperson picked it. Blocked by O'Brien. His second big block of the third. Parek into possession. Parek strides. O'Brien follows. Puck cleared off the end wall. Jones trying to keep it alive in front of Nelson. Nelson will swing it out, roll it down, and that'll be icing with 2:26 to go.
Yeah, this group that was out here had been out for a while, so they're a little gassed. I think Jay McKee may call a timeout here. Doesn't want to get caught with some tired guys on the ice late here, and it would not surprise me.
That is what Nick Lardis is chasing. He's at 50 goals. Kaliev at 51. Kaliev at 102. Lardis is on pace to break it.
Yeah, Nick Lardis on pace for 112 points, and that's what exactly Jay McKee's done here. He's called his timeout. Perfectly executed here at a crucial time in the game. 2:25 face-off deep in Bulldog zone, and they've just been caught with an icing after having to run around a little bit in their own end with the same five guys for quite a while. So just give them a little bit of a breather here.
You know, one of the things that's always interested me is when Jay McKee calls a timeout, he waits until the very last possible second. It's like watching a coach in football standing next to the official and just ready to hit it. The only downside when you call a timeout in this one, and oh, there we go. Oh my goodness. Montage.
It's Reed Duthie night. Oh, look at that. That's sharp.
Oh, you had to do me like that. Net empty in the Saginaw end.
You're not safe, my friend.
Oh, goodness. Chernyshov on the return from Mangoni. Back once again. Mangoni below the goal line. Fed it out front. It'll skip loose. Thomas to Lardis. Down the rink. 51! He's tied the record!
Wow, what a coincidence. We were just talking about it, and Nick Lardis ties Arthur Kaliev's 51 goals in a season as he fires this one down. Quick release after getting caught on the icing. Same five guys. Jay McKee with the timeout, allowing them to get a break, and then Lardis getting the puck, and then right down the ice into the open net. And they go up 4-2 here.
You couldn't do that any more perfect from 160 feet away. Nick Lardis, what a season.
Empty goal number 7 this season for Nick Lardis.
And he's got another 17 games to go, and now needs just one to take the all-time record for himself.
You know, good players are on the ice in crucial moments and get an opportunity to score a big goal like that, to ice things away and add another goal to his total.
By the way, Patrick Thomas will now stand 25 points away from breaking the Bulldogs' career scoring record. He'll have 17 games to go to do it. As Oak back to the Saginaw bench, $1:46 to go.
Well, there's still
There's still a lot of games.
Still some time left on this clock, and we know how quick this Saginaw Spirit team can score goals. So do not leave your set.
No, this game is not over. Not when you've got Misa and Chernyshov and Perek, Mangoni.
Chernyshov and Perek now playing the points for Saginaw here.
Epperson and Zilkin, the extra two. Lardis tried to bring that up and out. Lardis was going to get the record. Oh, Patrick Thomas did not like that at all. Tommy Budnick, he almost ended up in the Saginaw bench. It's madness down to the finish.
Now, this has been a physical contest, and this is not surprising as Saginaw took a shot at Lardis right at the end there, and Patrick Thomas had seen enough of Perek as he's been sent down the tunnel. O'Brien and Zilkin in a little bit of a wrestling match that has ended.
Zane Perek stepped way out of his lane to make contact on Nick Lardis. Otherwise, Lardis was about to have the record into the empty goal. Oh, he got the stick up on him as well. We just saw the replay on the center ice board. Here you'll see it here as Lardis goes by him. Ooh, that's a little bit of an ugly one right there.
Yeah, and the captain comes over to Perek, and he had seen enough. Took matters into his own hands. The funny part was Budnick trying to get into that pile, almost went over the pile and into the Saginaw bench.
He almost leaped clear onto Paris. Yeah, Patrick Thomas did not like it at all. He came over to have a couple of words with Perek, and you know, Patrick Thomas, the captain of this team, you wouldn't refer to him as a fighter, but in some of those moments, Troy, he's not shy about getting in.
Yeah, March 8th, these two teams meet again in Saginaw.
I'm looking forward to being in Michigan.
Yeah, they renew acquaintances then.
As Tommy Budnick is still barking over towards, I think that's Michael Misa he's having words with. Fans love Tommy Budnick. It's one of the trips I always look forward to is the Michigan swing.
Yeah, you get treated well down there, that's for sure. In Flint, in Saginaw.
I was in a mire, and I had a Bulldogs jacket on. I got stopped by like 10 people, and all they wanted to do was talk about hockey.
Yeah.
I'm this is my kind of place.
They absolutely know their hockey down there. Like I say, I went down there with you on a road trip. The championship season, 2022. And
no, the next season.
Right.
We didn't cross over in that season.
Yeah, exactly. And it was great. Like they treat you well down there. They know their hockey. Fans are
passionate
and smart, know the game.
Yep. There you get a good look at Ryerson Leenders. He stopped 31 of 33 over his last 10 games, Troy, over a .910 save percentage. Leenders has really turned it on. Bulldogs are going to have a power play coming out of this. The original to Perek is going to be what's called. Bulldogs will have Hamara, Moore, Van Acker, O'Brien, and Lardis. As some of the chirping continued between the benches. As James Go around behind his own goal. Plays it forward for Epperson. Epperson drops over the line. Puck swung back into the crowd, and there's Moore. On to Lardis.
Yeah, Perek picks up the double minor and then 10-minute misconduct.
O'Brien on the drop. Nick Lardis zips it around the end boards. Got stuck in the official skates. Forgione sends it right back down. 1:21 left in the game. Tomas Hamra on the drop. Nick Lardis will carry it. Lardis picks his way forward for Moore. Moore holds up. Hamra along the line. He'll pull it back. Hamra, middle of the line. His drive. Save Oaken. He'll hang on. We opened tonight, Troy, and you congratulated me on 500 games. And I am just overwhelmed with the love that I've received tonight. The jersey, Nick Lardis talking to Cassie down in the second intermission, everybody that's come into the booth tonight. My thanks to Michael Andlauer and Steve Staios, who gave me this opportunity originally 10 years ago, to Matt Turek for being up here, the Hyman family, who have been nothing but loving and supportful since they arrived, my parents who watch every game, Sean and Bruce, my kids and my wife at home, Celine, Wyatt, and Sawyer, Rob Newhauser, Jonathan Friedman, Brent Rickert, all the guys back at Cable 14, Brendan Nicolo, and to you and Norm for better broadcast partners and friends I could not ask. It's like I get to hang out with my favorite crazy uncles every weekend.
Yeah, well, that's what we're here for. Yeah, no, well deserved. You've definitely earned it, and we're really happy of how successful you've been in this gig. And we're just happy to be able to run along with you.
Oh, we got a pile up here at the end as Valeris and O'Donnell going round and round. Glavin and I think that's Gallagher tied up. The officials are going to get in there and separate everybody because the bottom line of all this, Troy, is down a laundry list of players. The Bulldogs hold home ice with a 4-2 victory over the Saginaw Spirit.
Yeah, coming into this one, the Saginaw Spirit come in, they're 3 in a row. They just knocked off, one of the upper echelon teams in the league, the Windsor Spitfires. They were looking good, had a healthy team. Bulldogs come into this limping into this one, and just sure grit, determination, and hard work, and taking advantage of the power play opportunities when they were given them, and pull off a huge victory here tonight.
And the conversations will continue as everyone heads down the tunnels. Protz and Brown leading that. And now the Bulldogs will salute the 3207 that attended tonight. And the Bulldogs will skate down the tunnel with a big-time win. This was a full team win. Speaking of team, Troy, before I finish off, I forgot one person and a big one in my thank yous. My brother Chase, who will put the games on at the store when he can't be in front of a TV to watch them, and has come up here and been our e-bug for us at times. More supportive he could not have been all the way through growing up till now, so much love to my little brother for being a part of my 500.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's good that he can share the few games here and there that he comes in and does a great job when Norm and I can't do it, and we're really appreciative of that.
All right, we're going to take a look at our Kuriyama Canada 3 stars of the hockey game. We'll open on the Saginaw side. Igor Chernyshov will be the 3rd star tonight.
Yeah, great job by him. So impressed, a goal and assist, 3 shots on net, and he is going to be someone to reckon with in the playoffs here for the Saginaw Spirit going forward.
2nd star coming from the Brantford Bulldogs, Cole Brown.
Well, Cole Brown, he just gets better and better every game, and just doing some great things tonight, driving to the net with the puck, being in the right position, picking up loose pucks, and putting them past Oaks tonight. Big goal there in that 3rd period.
1st star, the first Bulldog to ever score 50 and under 50. The 2nd to ever score 50 in a season. And he now holds part of the Bulldogs single season goal scoring record, Nick Lardis. And downstairs, Cassie Turkstra standing by with the man of the hour, Nick Lardis.
Hey, Reed, what does it mean to you to tie the Bulldogs records for most goals in a single season?
Yeah, it's cool. I mean, thought about it a little bit before the year, I guess, as a little goal to set for a personal goal, but it was awesome. I mean, to do it in front of this crowd at home, it was pretty special, and with my teammates, I give them credit a lot, but I can't do it without them, my coaches, and yeah, it was awesome.
Talk to me about the impact of Leanders in that first period, really holding the line and giving the offense a chance to get going.
Yeah, I mean, he's been like that all year. I mean, he's been our backbone since day one that he got traded here. I mean, he's kept us in so many games and he got us a couple points here and there. But I mean, it's huge. He's I think we have the best goalie tandem in the league. Him and Ego. I mean, I've been unreal all year, and we're lucky to have him.
And you had overall a fantastic game. Any final takeaways?
Yeah, just happy to be a Bulldog. Love playing here. I mean, wouldn't want to be anywhere else in the OHL. I mean, the fans, the teammates, we're gonna be brothers for life, and the coaches as well, and all the support here. Wouldn't want to be anywhere else.
Amazing. Well, congratulations. I'll let you go celebrate.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, Reed, back up to you.
Lardis will go down in Bulldogs history as one of the best that's ever put on the black and gold. Troy, this season really just capping off what's been an incredible run since he arrived, and he's got a lot more to go.
Yeah, it's so cool for him. I mean, he lives just down the street there in Oakville and played for the Rangers in Oakville, and a year, half a year or whatever in Peterborough, and then now he's had the majority of his career here with the Brantford Bulldogs. He's been so successful, and Bulldogs are happy to have him here. What he's done here for this franchise, for the fans, yeah, you just can't say enough about him.
So hold on one moment. Out of the lineup tonight, Adam Yudacek, Calvin Crombie, Dylan Teixeira, Parker Holmes, Josh Avery, Luca Testa. The Bulldogs lose Nick Rossetto in the game tonight. That is now the 6th straight game that a player has gone down for the Bulldogs.
What are you doing tomorrow? You might have to suit up.
My stuff's in my trunk. The Bulldogs managed to come out with a 4-2 victory over a very, very good Saginaw Spirit team. We've said it a lot. We don't know what it is that Jay McKee is talking to the guys about downstairs, but there's not a better coach in the Ontario Hockey League. When the chips are down and it's scramble time, Jay McKee consistently gets his team through these moments.
Yeah, and we talked to Jay McKee before the game, and we said what is most important to this team, and he says defense first. We make sure that we've got our end covered, and then we get our opportunities. We'll take advantage of them offensively. The one word for tonight is gutsy. What a gutsy win for the Bulldogs. Good teams win games like that.
Patrick Thomas, a couple of points. Cole Brown, a couple of points. The big guns, when they needed them, came up big. Jake O'Brien as well, and Ryerson Leanders in net. You don't want to boil it down to just a few guys, but it feels like when the Bulldogs have those guys going, that they can conquer just about any mountain that they got to climb.
Yeah, and looking pretty exciting going forward next weekend, maybe getting 2 or 3 of those guys that have been on the injury list as of late, getting them back in the lineup. They got a tough game, another one tomorrow, I guess, in Windsor, and then they're off till next Friday. So it's an opportunity to get some of those guys a little bit of rest and get them back in the lineup as soon as you can.
We'll take a look at the road ahead for these Brantford Bulldogs. One more on this weekend. Tomorrow they'll take the bus all the way down to Windsor, the one-off against the Spitfires, who have been on a roll of their own. And then the Niagara Ice Dogs will provide the opposition on Valentine's Day. My wife's real happy about that one, by the way.
Sure.
The Valentine's Day game against the Ice Dogs, hopefully to mark the returns of the likes of Yudacek, Teixeira, Avery, Testa. You hope.
Yeah, fingers crossed. But, the Bulldogs have shown that they can do it with whatever they have. And like I said, just a real gutsy performance by them tonight.
Well, it was our first Friday night face-off for the OHL here in Brantford. Troy, I don't think it disappointed.
No, absolutely not. You get 2 talented teams in here, and you throw in your 500th game, and you couldn't really ask for more. It was a perfect script.
I'm going to be smiling for weeks after this one. I want to thank everybody for being along and part of this game tonight. The Brantford Bulldogs come away with a 4-2 victory. Nick Lardis, a little bit more history. My thanks, as always, to my broadcast partner, Troy Islikar, Cassie Turkster down at ice level, our entire Rogers TV crew, who without them, we're just a couple of talking monkeys up here. We'll be back with you next weekend when the Bulldogs host the Niagara Ice Dogs, right back here on Big Steel Box, Brantford Bulldogs Hockey.
And congratulations again.
Oh, my goodness gracious. I can't believe you kept that.